What's up, bros? Patreons, we are back, or I guess we are here with the first Weeabros podcast. We got special guests Jordan Markle and Corbin Nesfeder. I don't know, I can't pronounce anything. I don't know if that's right.
That's pretty close.
Um, so there's a lot happened over the last week. I was on vacation, so I didn't make any videos, do any content on it. So I thought first thing, just kick off, talk about pretty much all the topics with the boys, and then go over with their opinions and everything. And then before I do, some articles and some deck profiles on some of the new stuff, new cards, and some of the new things that we're gonna see in Dragon Ball Super. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is the World Martial Arts Tournament Power Booster cards. Since those were all spoiled, I believe it was last week. So that's obviously going to spice up the meta. Those are going to be legal before the next major event. There's going to be ARG Indie with this meta coming up, and Anime Next with this meta coming up, which Anime Next is going to give national invites. So that's pretty cool. Or is it regional invites or national invites that it gives?
It's national invites. Yep.
That's what I thought. So that's pretty dope for that event. But the next major event is obviously the ARG Invitational in Atlantic City at the end of June. So these Power Booster cards come out the 21st along with the Anniversary Box cards. So I think we've only seen 3 of the Anniversary Box cards.
Yeah, I think so.
I think there's 35.
There's one playable card right now too.
Yeah, one of them is completely unplayable. The Krillin doesn't look. Yeah, it doesn't look really playable at the moment, but we'll see. I don't know, actually. Yeah, it's kind of weird. There might actually be some interactions with it that I just haven't really thought of yet, because I don't really...
There's that, one Goku card. I forget what set it's from. But it's
Final Showdown, I think.
Yeah.
Clash of Fates.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so with this Krillin, if your leader card is a Green Sun Goku card and is flipped on its back, increase this card's energy cost by 4 in all areas, and this card gains blocker auto when you play this card, draw a card. So is that increase in all 3 areas? Does that include your hand?
Yeah, I think so.
So you basically can't play this after you awaken.
Yeah, that's
annoying. That's
Yeah, that is
But
you have to have it down and then awaken.
Yeah, you have to have them down, then awaken, then it gains blocker. But
well, the Final Showdown is when a Krillin
of turn 4 dies.
Yeah.
Is it by battle though?
Yeah, but no, just if it dies at all. Okay,
Okay,
yes.
Then that's okay then.
But I just don't like how after if you're flipped, this is an energy or 5k, because you're not playing it for 4 for a draw card. But I mean, the other cards, I guess we can go over those before the Power Boosters, since we're already there's only 3 of them. Destruction's Aid. When you play this card, draw a card. Basically just typical 1 draw. And for activate main for 2, if your leader card is a blue Beerus card, place this card in your energy and rest mode. So just niche, it's only for Beerus, which is obviously not a very good deck. So
we could be getting a new Beerus leader maybe potentially.
I mean, it wouldn't be in this box, but in the future.
Not in this box, but they could just be setting it up for maybe a future set or something.
In the future, if we get another Beerus leader, maybe it could be more playable.
That's coming out maybe.
Or also there could be anniversary cards that are just you just need to ramp. Yeah, just Beerus ram cards.
I still don't know how good it'll be though.
Yeah, I mean I'm not sure how good it will be, but right now I don't think it's obviously playable. In the future it can be playable, more playable I would say. It has some playability. It's not like it's a 1-drop draw card. It's not like it's bad.
If we get a good Beerus leader, hypothetically, then it's better than objection, kinda. Seems like it.
Yeah. I mean
you get the draw, and you get the draw, so you replace this also. I mean, if that happens, but
the card
right now it's not really playable.
It goes to rest mode where objection doesn't, but that's fine. You're not netting a card or losing a card in your hand. And the last card, or I guess the first card that was shown, this card is obviously the most playable. This card's really good, I think. Trunks Surge of Energy. 15k for 2 red. Once per turn, when this card's power is increased by a skill during your turn, draw a card. So obvious interaction with this is Pan. When you play this with Pan, you're basically drawing 2. That's obviously solid. And then if anytime you like Sensu Bean this, you draw a card, you can play the Bulma 1-drop to tap herself, give him 5k, draw 2 cards. So that's a pretty cool interaction. Forces them basically to kill the Bulma, waste attacks on killing Bulma, because if they don't, you're just netting a crazy amount of cards. And
it's
then
a 2-drop, right?
She's a 1-drop.
Okay.
She's a 1-drop, I think 4k.
Yeah, she draws a card too, right?
Yeah.
What about the Trunks? The Trunks is a 2-drop?
The Trunks is a
Yeah,
2-drop,
2-drop
yes.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look up the.
Card is really good in Pan, and just in general, like drawing 2 cards off, that's pretty solid. All
Where
the other effects, like you said.
Bulma GT is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Why is Bulma GT not under the character list on the?
Are you talking about the 1-drop that like gives a 5k and draws a card?
Yeah.
That's a Pan. That's a Pan.
No,
From the
that
starter deck.
no, there's a red one from set 4.
Yeah.
No, that's also.
It's a Pan.
Yeah, I
I
know. I know
think.
what you're talking
No,
about. Too.
it's a Bulma GT.
Okay.
It's like.
I'm pulling it up right now. I'll tell you the card's name. It's Dependable Mon Bulma. So 1-drop.
Oh.
5.
Yeah.
Switch this card to rest mode, draw a card, then choose one of your battle cards, and it gains 5k for the duration of the turn. It's the same exact thing as Videl, but it's a 1-drop.
Yep.
So like, if you play that, the Trunks gets plus 5k, obviously, and then you draw 2 cards. Like.
Yep.
So that Trunks is,
Pretty solid. Yeah, it has a lot of different interactions.
and it's a Trunks GT, so you can evolve over it with Chain Attack.
Yeah, it's like sick.
Always gotta have the Chain Attack.
Yeah.
So I think Trunks is obviously the most playable. He's really good.
Yeah.
Has obviously good interactions with Pan, Sensu Bean, like that. We just said that. Bulma. There's a few other cards as well, but those are, I would say, like the main cards that you're probably gonna see, unless there's other cards that I forgot about. I haven't really done a thorough search, but those were the cards that came to mind.
You can play it with the new power booster, Vegeta and Yielding Temperament, and when he dies, you can play it with its skills negated.
Yeah, for the duration of the turn. So yeah, if it dies on like your opponent's turn, or yeah, on your opponent's turn you just play it, and on your turn you can still use its effect. So like it's not as good in Pan because it would get its skill negated, so you wouldn't draw 2. But like in Pan, I think this Vegeta is like insane with like Yamcha. Like you play Yamcha, draw a card, and who cares its effects negate on my opponent's turn. On my turn, it's swinging in, still looking at the top 3.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even think that Vegeta's like playable.
Which one?
The one from the power booster.
You don't think it's playable?
I don't think it.
I think it's playable in like Pan. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the only thing I was thinking of. Maybe just Pan.
just because like you're getting a 20k crit swing, and then either they kill it and you get another body, which is going to draw you another card and get you another body, or they're just going to leave a crit body on the board that's just going to keep swinging at them at crit. And then when you play like Fearless Pan, you have a double strike 20k crit. Like,
Yeah,
I can see it. I can see it being solid.
it has to
I don't
obviously
know.
be a slower format. We don't know exactly how the format's playing out right now with these cards. Obviously people are playtesting online. But in like a more mid-rangey, slower format again, I think this card is definitely a solid 3-drop for Pan.
I just think there's so many good 3-drops that Pan can play already that like
Yeah.
does this one take a slot? Like I don't know.
Yeah, it might not be this like the most optimal Pan list like to play it, but
It's definitely there's definitely some consideration because it does have critical. There's like so many 3-drops that Pan plays
I guess
already that are like so good that you have to like cut some cards to play them.
I just like the idea of like it's providing a body on board that like they have to answer pretty much, and when they do answer, it gets you another body that they can't attack right away anyway, which is drawing you another card with Pan, and so that's replacing itself, and then that card ideally is going to be something like Yamcha, which is going to net you more cards. If it's not Yamcha, it could be like Trunks, which yeah, Trunks is going to draw you 2 when you play him. Because it still is going to be negated, but you can still use other effects if you're playing a deck like that that has boost and net cards off that.
like
Yeah.
Deborah and stuff like
You can play Deborah, you can play Zarbon.
Zarbon, yeah.
Zarbon's another card that like you can play like the same theme, like Vegeta, Zarbon, like bodies that they have to get off the
You kill
board
them
because if they
with the
don't, if they let
effect.
them stick, you play Pan. So just a bunch of death rattle bodies essentially.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the thing about Vegeta is like if you fearless pan it, it's like
Yeah,
your
Double
damage
strike
is like
critical.
10 times worse. Yeah.
yeah,
I could definitely see it being one of the 3 drops you play. It's just there's so many.
yeah. I don't know if it's gonna be like a 4 of or anything, but like in a death rally themed like deck, like that's actually like a pretty cool like interaction, like Zarbon that where they have to kill your bodies or you're just gonna apply a ton of pressure because you're gonna play like 3 to 4 fearless pans, and just beat the crap out of them. And if they do kill them, they're just getting effects, so it's to kill their bodies or play more bodies.
Like you said, Death Rattle. It's very similar to like Token Druid.
Yeah.
Hearthstone.
I think this card like is just an all-around solid card. Like there's no like bad aspect of the card. Like 3 drop 15k crit with a positive effect.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Like if I pull this in a power booster, I'm not gonna be upset.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
it's just like a very niche use. It's the only problem.
Yeah, I mean I feel like, but that's like a lot of the power booster cards, right? Like they're not like all generally good. They're all pretty niche. I think this is actually one of the more general. Like 15k body crit on 3 is just pretty good stats. Like that's just normal like stats, and then it has like that additional effect that can replace itself. So like, I think in like we said like that kind of death rally pan, I actually think it's like really good. Like again, that is a niche deck. You're right there.
Yeah. But I think like if you're looking at like some of the other cards that like activate, your combos, it just looks like a little bit more lackluster.
Yeah, in this format, because this format is looking like it's gonna have a lot of powerful combos, it might not be that good. But
Yeah.
Pan's never been like a combo deck, and it's in like more mid-range formats. Which this so far is looking kind of mid-rangey. Um, Pan's always been a solid deck because Chain Zeno is just super good.
She's
I
like the
think
best
it'll be
mid-range
more of like
play.
a tempo.
So yeah, even if you like play this off of it, you can play the 2 drop trunks that we just talked about, or the 2 drop crit trunks, which allows you to evolve chain attack like the next turn, stuff like that. So like it just allows you to keep up like tempo, like you were just talking about, and like you could play like the 2 drop crit trunks, this, and a bunch of crit guys early, and this is replacing itself with another crit body that's drawing a card, like, and then you can chain attack. Like I think that I'm more like if this format does pan out slower, which Chain Zeno I think is going to have a resurgence for sure. And now Red has a lot more answers to answer cards like Black Mass Saiyan, which are like really good versus Chain Zeno.
Yeah, you just play Black Knight too.
Yeah, like I'd give this Vegeta. Well, so there's like a bunch of cards that can attack active battle cards. Obviously now like the Championship Pack Vegeta, which is like a really good side deck card, and like before Pan was main decking it, where you just play and attack 2 active battle cards. Like, so if you know they're gonna side in Black Mass Saiyan, you're gonna, or if they even main deck it, you side in that Vegeta, and you're like, okay, attack that Black Mass Saiyan. If they protect it, you attack it again. If not, you can attack something else.
Very true.
I mean, I give the Vegeta like probably like a 7.5. I think it's just solid all around. There's no like bad aspect like to it in my opinion. I love
no, there's
like
definitely nothing bad about it.
it's not like incredible meta breaking card, but I definitely think it's just a solid all around card.
I could see some play for sure.
Maybe I just I don't know. Probably overlooked it too much. It's like we.
'Cause I honestly think like Chain Zeno is gonna make a resurgence in the format, and people are just like sleeping on it. Because like obviously we know like the 4 main decks or 5 main decks that you're gonna see, but I think Chain Zeno is gonna make that resurgence to be in one of those decks.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think Chain Zeno's like it's like one of the best mid-range plays, and of course you can cheat it out for cheaper.
Yeah, and Pan like
the new trunks or the 1-drop trunks, etc.
and not a lot of decks can recover that well after it, and obviously Pan has like one of the best recoveries after it. So
Yeah, and it utilizes it as well. So.
yeah. The next card, Bobbity the Mastermind. This card's really cool. 4 drop for 2 red. When you play, obviously World Tournament leader, you need 4 energy. It's a 4 drop anyway, so I don't know if there's any cards that even reduce this card's cost at all, but you can choose a card in your hand, place it on the top of your deck. If you do, choose one Supreme Showdown Vegeta from your deck, play it, and shuffle your deck. When this, so you go get Vegeta, you sack this Babidi for Vegeta's effect, so they can't activate blocker, and then that puts in play Goku from your hand. And then when he's placed in the drop area by one of your skills, all of your Red World Tournament cards cannot be KO'd for the duration of the turn, so they can't play any cards that could KO them. So you have 2 huge triple strikes. They can't activate blocker, they can't KO them. So that's a really powerful play that you can do on turn 4 or any, obviously, later if you want to have energy out for something like a bad ring or something, so to stop and negate. So, like,
this card seems solid. It's just like obviously you have to.
it is like
tournament card. You have to like
yeah,
set the theme and everything, but it seems pretty solid.
Yeah, it's obviously World Tournament, so it's niche. You're playing it and minusing a card from your hand, which is playing Goku from your hand as well. So like that's 3 cards. So you need this and Goku in your hand, and like you're using 3 cards from your hand and 4 energy to do it. But it's obviously a powerful game-ending play if your deck is based around it, or if your opponent's tapped out or something, you just summon 2 huge triple strikers.
You also have a sweet little card we'll talk about later. That's Dende. That really helps.
Yeah, that card's super cool. So this Babidi's obviously niche, but I think it's really good for like its strategy. Like in its use, I think it's really good.
In like a way, it almost feels like Shenron Gogeta, kind of, except you're not doing.
Yeah, you're not resetting their hand. You're just getting like two big
you're getting
swings.
The 2 big triple striker, and you don't even need to have them in like you need to have the Goku right in your hand, but you don't need the Vegeta to like.
Yeah.
You just need Goku in your hand, and you can like swap a card from your hand to search for Vegeta from your deck.
Also, like worst case, you just put like the Vegeta back on top of your deck.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. That's pretty cool. It's like a cool interaction in case like
I didn't even think of it, but like this is like the most consistent like combo accelerator out of the entire booster.
Yeah.
That bad.
Yeah, it really is, because you can search for it with Dende, which we'll talk about later. Either of the pieces that you need, so you only need to see one of them, realistically. And then if you do have like the last Vegeta in your hand, like Corbin just said, you can put it on the top of your deck, or even any Vegeta, because you don't really need another one in your hand. You just put it on the top of your deck. Then you go search out that Vegeta, so you know it's always going to be there, pretty much. So I think in its use, it's really good. Like he just said, it's like probably one of the strongest combos in the Power Booster, if not the strongest combo in the Power Booster.
I think it's like the second strongest card, or maybe third.
Yeah, I think this card is super powerful. I think we're gonna see it make a splash in the meta.
I can definitely see it.
I would give this card 8 stars.
I'll give this card 9. I really like this card.
9 stars. I mean, I'm only giving it an 8 because it's like a niche card.
Oh yeah.
That's why, like, I don't know. For me, like 10s are like first seeing hit. The card's broken.
Oh well, yeah. We don't need any more of that though.
Yeah, that's like a 10 to me. So you like suddenly it's just like every time you play this card, not every time, like 80% of the time you play this card, it's good. The card's almost never bad.
I'll give it like a 7.5. Like, just so niche to me. Like, you have to like basically build your deck around it. And I don't know if like that's like
Yeah.
good enough, but it definitely could be good enough.
My 8 was just because in its deck, I feel like it's obviously super good, and I think that it will actually make an impact in the meta. But we'll see how that pans out once the cards actually are released and we see more results with them, or see some results with them. Deborah the Insurmountable. This guy's pretty cool. So 2-drop for red. You can play this off Vegeta like we said. 15k. Once returned, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards. It can't attack or be placed in your opponent's combo area until the end of your opponent's next turn. So you can just like stall your opponent out with this by locking down their battle cards, and they can't attack with them or combo with them. So this is actually like really good like against Broly, because you play it against Broly and you just lock down their thing, can't attack, and they can only have 2 battle cards. So if you have like 2 Deborahs, like you can literally just you just can't attack, and like they can attack with their leader and I guess combo cards to kill it, but like that's like their best play, and you're still locking it down till the end of their next turn. Um, so if you have Vegeta and against Broly or whatever, they kill it. You go cool, play Deborah on my turn, lock that stuff down. I think this card's a pretty good side deck card in red. It has multiple uses, like versus a bunch of different decks, like versus even like Kid Ku. It's not amazing, but just locking down 30 cage shares, like I don't want that big dude swinging at me. Like he has a huge cock. I don't want him swinging at me. Lock him down. Lock down that big double striker.
Yep. Yeah, it seems pretty good. I mean, the 2 solid red. I mean, it's very limited. Like you have to play.
I do wish I wish that got around barrier, but that's
that'd be cool too.
Oh, if I got around barrier, that card would be sick.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
yeah. That would be like amazing to me.
Anything to hate on barrier, like I'm down with. Like.
I mean, it's not like killing it. It's literally just lock that thing down.
Yeah, I don't think barrier should ever be printed.
Oh yeah, it's the worst mechanic. No, deflect is the worst mechanic ever printed, but barrier's up there.
Agreed.
Like I don't understand why deflect was ever made. That was. We're not gonna get into that, but that was bad.
We could have a whole podcast.
Yeah. I could go on for an hour about deflect and barrier. Don't get me started. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Deborah. It's obviously I don't think you're gonna be playing 4 of this card, but I think it has multiple uses. And in the future we can see it have more uses. Like if there's other stuff that you're just like, oh, I just don't want that attacking. It's just a solid 15k for 2, lock stuff down.
Exactly.
And like Pan also, like you could, like how I said, mid range is coming back. You can just play this on 2. And if they don't have an answer, you don't have to swing with this because it doesn't have crit or anything. And you can just start locking stuff down just to extend the game out. Because Pan, once you get into like the later turns, you can do some crazy plays, especially on your awakening turn. But like you can play like Digging Deep and Fearless Pan on the same turn, like, and then you obviously have Deborah out and maybe another like a combo Vegeta, and you have like 4 bodies double strike. It's just so much pressure, stuff like that, just with like 5-6 energy.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a solid card, but like you said, you can play. I don't think you're gonna play too many of them, but it has a cool effect and it's like kind of unique. Like we don't have too many cards like that.
Yeah.
Or any cards really, for that matter.
I'd give this like a 7.5, 8. I think this card's pretty solid.
Yeah.
It's not
I'd say like a 7. I mean, it's playable, but like.
I'm a pretty generous man. I love Pan. I'm a Pan. You see,
Even can draw a card off Pan, man. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it's in my soul. It's in my soul. I gotta.
You pay 2, draw a card, and then lock a card, so it seems.
Yeah, like that card.
And like
Pan's like fine.
If they don't have spot removal, which like obviously it's not a great card to use spot removal on anyway. It's just it can just lock stuff every turn. I feel like it can just be annoying like as the game goes on.
Be annoying for sure. Like that's kind of like how I would like put it. Like definitely playable. Like it's an annoying card, but like.
Yeah, I don't think it's like meta breaking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean I'll give it a 7.5. 7.5. I'll shave it off. Give it a little haircut. Corbin's giving that shit a 2.
I'll give it like a 6. I don't know. I like the design of the card. I don't know.
I hear you. I'm not too sure if it's gonna be good enough, but
Corbin doesn't play red.
I'll give it a 10.
I don't play red.
I play blue.
He does.
He won with red. Yeah.
He did.
6. I can accept a 6 even. It's above average.
Oh no, it's definitely above average. It's just like I'd have to see
I'll take it.
I'll take it. To like, you know.
I'll take above average.
But like it dies to stuff like the Janemba thing, and then like Beku Ramp has a way to deal with it, and then like Broly has a way to deal with it. So I don't know.
That's true. That is very true.
Like all these decks have like a way to deal with it.
Yeah, inherent ways, yeah.
And like I don't think the card doesn't help you against Janemba. Like,
Oh yeah. But I mean, I feel like Pan already has a pretty good matchup versus Janemba.
Well, yeah.
Alright, so next card, I am number 1. This card is...
This card's pretty garbage, I'm not gonna
Really?
lie.
I haven't played it, so, like, reading it, it seems good. But
No,
Corbin's play tested, so it could be worse in, like, actual, like, an application.
so the problem is with this card, like, this card would be sick, right? If it wasn't choose up to 2 Red World Tournament cards with different names and energy costs.
Well, yeah, it pretty much just grabs Trunks and Goten.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, that's it. That's all you can do with it.
Which, Trunks and Goten obviously are pretty solid. They're both like, what, 20Ks, one's crit, one's double strike. I'm going to go to them right now.
Yeah, they become that one you live.
Yeah, so we're here. If you have Trunks in play, he gets plus 5k in double strike, and he has barrier, and the other guy has critical, and he gets plus 5k in double strike. So one is a crit double striker 20k, and one's a barrier double striker 20k. So
I have no.
for 3 energy, like, I do think that is solid. Because you're playing discarding a card from your hand, so it's basically like you're playing them. So you're getting a free, basically, instead of playing one, you're basically playing 2 of them. So I think this card is good. But I think that it has to be like your deck has to be kind of based around it, or you can't just play it. In any deck, it's niche. It has to be World Tournament. It has to be red. So realistically, you're playing it with Announcer or Hercule. Hercule, you're probably not playing this. Hercule just doesn't seem that great right now. Because Janemba is probably going to be one of the most played decks in the format. So Hercule is probably not going to see any success. So realistically, this is only going to see play an Announcer. But I think it is like solid. And I'm not going to say it's like amazing, but I think it's pretty solid. It gets 2 20k bodies, barrier double strike, crit double strike. Like, that's a pretty good amount of pressure on turn 3.
It's like the only thing it really does, and it feels kind of lackluster. Like, you can get the other 2 cards we talked about. Like, you can get the Deborah and the Vegeta off of it too.
That seems a lot worse though.
Yeah, it doesn't do as much. And then, like, there's a interesting thing. I don't know if I told you guys this, but like, you can get the Spopovich and then Yukon, where like the Spopovich puts 5 cards underneath the card you choose. So you put Yukon out first, and then Yukon gets plus 5 every card that's underneath it.
You can also get Secret Tree, Hercule, and Android 18.
Yeah, you can get that too, but I don't think that's good. Like,
It's
you're
not
just
very good.
playing 3 energy of stuff for 3. Like, you might as well just draw them.
Yeah, and they're just replacing themselves. Yeah, it's not that great, but you can get Yakon and Spopovich. Yeah, I guess is like
that interaction is really cool, but like, you can't play it in Announcer because you're gonna play Champa with that. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know. That doesn't seem
This
great.
card's like really
It's like
good.
a very awkward card.
It's pretty much just to get Goten.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I'll also give it like a 6.5. So I think going it for 3 energy, getting a double strike crit and a double strike barrier 20k, it's just good. But like, it's only gonna be played in like an Announcer deck that's red based, because you can't. You have to pay 2 red to play this. Announcer doesn't get around that.
Yeah. You have to play a red Announcer deck, which
like,
is just like awkward. Very awkward.
Deck is kind of lackluster.
So in the future, if we could say get more World Tournament support again in the future, this card could just be the nuts, like, depending on what they print. But it obviously, because they made this card, I don't think we're going to see them print anything nutty with it, unless they just intend for it, to make another good combo. But I think that, like, you need a larger red card pool for Announcer. Like, there's just not enough solid red cards for Announcer to play.
Like 6 cards you can get.
Yeah.
Well, there's like more than that, but there's like, I mean, I think there's 4 good cards you can get if we're being realistic. Like, that combo I talked about is like, it's just really cool.
Yeah. Jordan, what would you give it?
I'll give it a 5. I just think it's too restrictive, and like the combos that we have, like, not saying getting like a double striker and like it's a barrier double striker and a critical double striker is not good, but it's just like you have to build your like entire deck around it. It's too red, like you said, so like you have to basically play a red deck. It's just like, I don't know, it feels like too much just for that card.
Yeah, it probably is, like, right now, just not good enough. But
I mean, down the line, who knows? Like, I mean, they can print anything. Like Like right now,
yeah.
I'd say
Yeah.
like 5.5, like around that area.
Yeah, I can see that.
So like the red base deck, your curve is like you play this on 3, and then on 4 you do the other thing. But like the problem is you're swinging with your tiny rivals the turn before, more than likely. So like one of them can die, and then they kind of like lose their like added effect. So then you just have like a crit or like a double striker chilling with like your Supreme Showdown combo, and it's just.
Well, if they kill the Trunks, then the Goten's just a 15k barrier. He's not even.
Oh, that just makes it even worse.
Yeah, like he's. That's even worse. So.
Yeah, that happened to me a lot when I was testing the deck, and I was
have,
just like,
like,
I don't even
all
want
of
to do
them
this
out.
anymore. Like, playing this on 3 just seems like.
Yeah, it's probably just not good enough. I'm probably just, just like thinking the turn you played is good, but like how does it progress throughout the rest of the game?
Like, I'd rather play Oopku, like, on
Yeah.
this turn. Than,
Yeah.
like,
So Corbin's gonna give that a 3.
3.
I was gonna give it a 4, but a 3 sounds good too.
Aye, 3 stars. Oh, the next card. This card is premium diesel.
Oh god.
Son
Uh-oh.
Goku Jr. Heroic Successor. So we're gonna get into this card. This is probably one of my favorite cards in the, if not my favorite card. No, actually the Vegeta is my favorite card. But when you play this card, if your leader is a World Tournament card, look at the up to 1 card from the bottom of your deck. Choose up to 1 Vegeta Jr. Heroic Successor from it and play it. Then shuffle your deck. Activate main once per turn. Choose 1 Vegeta Jr. Heroic Successor in rest mode. In your battle area, switch to active mode. At the end of your turn, choose up to 1 of your energy and switch to active mode. Before we talk about this, we're going to read the Vegeta Jr. because they go together. Vegeta Jr. Heroic Successor, 19k, so they're both 19k. Critical, if your leader card's World Tournament, reveal from your hand, place it at the bottom of your deck, draw a card. When this card is switched to active mode by Son Goku, choose up to 1 Son Goku in rest mode and switch it to active. These cards are nuts. These cards are nuts in World Tournament. Like, so much pressure and like announcer. So you basically, you're putting this Vegeta Jr. bottom of your deck, draw a card. Tap 4, play, what's this guy? Goku Jr. With announcer, you're going to draw a card, right? Because ideally, you're not going to be flipped yet. And then you're going to play around to not be flipped yet because you want to be able to untap. Even though you're getting an energy off this, you want to have, obviously, energy up. So you're going to get that draw. Then you're going to use your arena. Boom. Give them 5k. You're going to flip your leader. Get 2 energy. Use your leader's effect on them to give them an additional 5k. So now they're 29k. If you have another World Tournament arena, you play the World Tournament arena on top of your old one, 0 cost, tap it, they're 34k. If not, they're 29k. So you swing with the crit, you swing with the double strike, you untap the crit, it untaps the double strike, you swing with either of them again in the order you want. I swing with the crit first most of the time. Swing with the crit first, swing with the double strike, that's 4 attacks at 29k to 34k, either one, for 4 energy. At the end of the turn, it untaps an energy, so that's just, it doesn't tap itself out. And then, with another card that we're going to talk about, King Piccolo, you can extend it to attack with a 5th body, no energy, double striker. This combo just applies so much pressure, it's ridiculous. And it replaces itself,
It's
like,
crazy.
and untaps an, like, you don't tap out with it.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, this combo is kind of nuts. And like, just Vegeta on his own, like just cycling to draw a card is fine.
Yeah,
Just
like,
give
Yeah,
you
like,
Goku,
I think I'm giving that card a 10.
and yeah, this Vegeta Jr., this card is getting a 10.
It's like,
This card is a 10. In any World Tournament deck, you're playing 4 of this card. There's no, you're not playing 4 of this card. It literally
there's
said,
no reason not to.
just put it at the bottom of my deck, draw a card. Unless your deck is so like good that you need space, which that's not a thing, realistically, in like any of these World Tournament decks, especially because they're all playing more niche themes, you're playing this card. It's just filtering your deck to help you get your combos, because a lot of these World Tournament decks that we're going to see are more combo oriented.
Exactly.
And then the Goku Jr., this dude is just a double strike. Like, the combo is just so good. I'm giving Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. at 10. Both of them.
Both of them at 10.
Yeah, Goku Jr. still, he's double striker. He special summons another body. He untaps the body and untaps that energy.
Yeah. The only thing, obviously, you have to use a World Tournament leader. So.
Yeah, but like if I'm giving Vegeta Jr. a 10, I'll give him a 9 then, because like Vegeta Jr. is going on any World Tournament deck. This guy you're gonna have to play blue, so half the World Tournament decks he's going in. But since Vegeta Jr. is so good, you're probably just playing a bluish deck and playing this.
Yeah. It was just like one of the best colors. So.
Yeah. Like it's just an announcer. You can just pay anything for it, so there's just no reason not to play this an announcer.
Oh, 100%.
And like I said, with the announcer's effect, you just give them both 5k and beat the crap out of them. Even if you don't kill them that turn, they had to waste so many cards to survive and not take a ton of damage.
Yeah, I'll say 9.5s on both of them, only because
World
like,
Tournament.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Yeah. I can take that.
Even then, announcers like not like bad or anything, but like I just like it's just so like
yeah
restrictive.
I respect how it's not. It can't be a 10 if it's niche.
Yes, 9.5. I will give both of 9.5.
Could you imagine if
Potentially the best combo to come out of this power booster.
I think this is the best combo.
I would agree.
Yeah, if this wasn't restricted to World Tournament, this would be just a staple 4 of in every deck. When the power boosters came out, this card would be like $50. Like,
crazy.
Yeah, that would be.
Actually, this card would probably be more than $50. Because I think there's 20 cards in the power booster.
Yeah, you get like 3 cards a pack.
Didn't they up it though? Don't you get 5 cards a pack now?
I don't know.
I think you get 5 cards in per pack.
That'd be dope.
Pretty sure. I'm like almost like
Almost
almost 100%
so
sure.
all of us are pretty. I mean, me and Jordan both think this is the best combo in the booster. What do you think, Corbin?
I think it is. I think this is like first, and then Bobbitty's probably second. Like now, after like reading it more and like hearing you like explain it, this is probably way better.
No, like this, like.
The only thing that the Bobbity edges out against is like against Green Broly, where they can't kill their stuff.
Yeah, versus Green Broly, not being able to get KO'd and just having big triple strikes. Like, that one has huge swings, like 2 huge swings.
Yeah.
I like how, like, this, you're getting just, like, 4 attacks, and if you have the World Tournament, like, arena card, the swings are huge, and if you have another one in your hand, which is not that hard, your swings are gigantic, like 34k 4 times, like that's ridiculous. 2 crits, 2 double strikes.
It's
just a lot of value. Like
yeah.
Even like the other one's like kind of like a game ender, where Bobby's like the game ender kind of type thing.
Yeah.
But, like with
this is more of like a mid-range, like
generic, just good. Yeah, outvalue your opponent with good.
Yeah, because like you have to think throughout the game. You only have a finite amount of combo. Like your deck can't just generate more combo, right? That arena card is generating 10k of combo, so that's really good. That's really good. And then your announcer effect is generating 10k of combo as well per attack.
That's only one time.
Yeah, and but the turn that you do it, it's 5k per attack. You're getting 4 attacks. That's 20k of combo. Your arena is another 20k of combo. If you have 2 arenas, that's another 20k of combo of value you're getting. That's 60k combo you're getting for 0 energy.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That is insane. 60k combo. Your opponent has to discard from their hand to take no damage. That's just like, obviously they're probably going to take some damage there, but actually more than that. Like that's just the free combo you're getting off all those effects with the 4 attacks. They're already 19k, so they already have to combo additionally to not take damage per attack. So with another 4, that'd be 80k they have to combo to not take damage. That's ridiculous. If they're flipped. Like the combo is like, I tested it a little bit today, and it just applied so much pressure every time I played it. I was like, this combo is insane. And I was misplaying multiple times throughout the game because I was like learning there are a few small interactions with the announcer to definitely get a lot more value through your turns. So if you're playing the deck a little bit, you'll pick up on some stuff. that just gets a lot more value throughout the game, which helps edge out some matchups. So next card, Videl Proudest Mother. 4-drop, if your leader card is a world tournament, and you don't have any battle cards in your battle area, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2, so she becomes a 2-drop. When you play this card, choose up to 1 Hercule Proudest Grandpa from your hand and play it. At the end of your turn, you may place this card at the top of your owner's deck. If you do, choose 1 Pan Proudest Daughter from your deck, play it, and then shuffle your deck. So, the Hercule, what he does is when you play Pan, you draw 2 and untap an energy at the end of the turn. Well, you untap the energy at the end of the turn, you just draw 2 right away. And the Pan is 15k dual attack, permanent if Hercule is in play. Oh, and the Hercule is barrier. If the Hercule is in play, she gets plus 10k and double strike. So she becomes a 25k dual attack, double strike. So you can do this combo on turn 2, and that's super powerful. I haven't play tested it yet, so I'm not exactly sure how powerful it is. Since you can only use it in the Oob leader, which is so far a kind of lackluster leader. But that combo is insane, because you have to think, Videl you're playing, you just need Videl and Hercule in your hand. If you play Videl, play Hercule. She's going to the top of your deck. You're getting Pan. You're drawing 2, so Hercule will replace the Videl and Hercule that you used. He untaps an energy, so she was basically 1 energy. And then you're getting a 25k dual attack, double strike, which just is applying a ton of pressure. And then you have the barrier guy, and if they even kill the Pan, you can just play another Pan, draw 2, and at the end of the turn untap an energy again. Because the Hercule stays in play. And if you stack Hercules in play, every time you play Pan, you're drawing like 4 cards. Like, that's ridiculous.
The untap is also nice.
Oh, and actually is even better because it says draw up to 2 cards. So you can choose not to draw 2 if you're playing against Janemba. Well, I believe that's one of the only up 2 draws. Most draw effects are mandatory.
Like draw X cards, yeah.
Yep. Draw. So I think this is niche, but in Oob, I'm going to give this like a 7.58 because I think that's another really powerful combo that we're going to see. I don't think it's as powerful as Bobbity or the Juniors, but I think it's probably like the 3rd most powerful combo in the boosters, and it makes the Oob leader playable. Like, I think it makes the Oob leader playable. It makes, like, that combo still just applies a ton of pressure. The Oob leader can still take advantage of Goku Oob, the test of strength Goku Oob, and it can take advantage of the Junior combo. You're not going to get the World Tournament Arena effect or announcer effect, so that's the huge combo boost that you're not going to get. You're still getting 4 19k attacks. It's still good. You're still drawing a card from Vegeta's effect, untapping energy, getting 4 19k attacks. I definitely think it's better than announcer, but Oob, you can have the Videl play, the Goku Oob play, and the Junior play, and just have a bunch of different mid-range combos that are all just provide a ton of pressure.
Yeah, I think the positive thing about like this is like you get to play Oob obviously, which like an announcer you can't play Demigraph. So like if you can, you fit like the 2 1-drop announcers that you can play. So it's like 8 black cards, and you play like Black Mass Ann or something. So it's 12. And you can play Demigraph, and it's just like so much pressure.
Yeah, you can just play the one of Secret Rare, or like even if you want to play the Goku Oob Secret Rare.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah, like depending on like if you're if you don't have space to play enough blacks and everything, or like because 4 Black Mass Aang could also be heavy. So I mean, you could play other black 1-drops. There's a ton of other black. You could play Kami, you could play Kornoa. There's like so many black 1-drops you could play. But yeah, you could play Dende. It just if like the black is too heavy, you can just play that Goku Oob Secret Rare, and then if they ever get to 6, like the game gets to 6 energy, because you could even play Objection if you really want. The game gets to 6 energy. You just drop this like dual attack 40k that instantly does a life when it swings. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and I think it has double strike too, right?
It does a life and it takes some energy up.
Yeah, I'll pull it up right now. I'm on the other world tournament. Yeah, right here. Dual attack, double strike, When it attacks, choose up to one card in your opponent's life and energy and place it on the bottom of their deck. So it's instantly doing 2 life, and it's 40k double strike. Like, that's and getting rid of 2 of their energy. So like you're just getting rid of obviously their untapped energy. Like that's just, if you play it, you pretty much just win.
Yeah. We get to that point, like you just.
Yeah. So you can just play that as your
Pretty good.
bomb, and it's on color. What do you guys? How do you guys feel about Vidal?
I mean,
She does the combo really well. Like about all. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think she's pretty good. I mean, she seems really good. She seems like she does a lot. Just 2 energy. Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure you said this, like Hercule untaps an energy.
Yep.
And then when you play Pan,
Yeah.
you turn.
At the end of the turn, after you played, when you play Pan, you draw 2, and at the end of the turn, you untap an energy.
Yeah. No, that just seems really solid. Cause then you like even now like tapping out on 2 like against certain decks kind of like sketchy, like Brawly maybe.
Yeah. Even
like,
against
even
skillless,
energy
because they
decks,
could play
yeah.
like Krillin and then play like a 20k and use their leader effect, and they have like a 15k, 15k, 20k swing, and you're tapped out. But now
Like,
you could
untapped
have
energy is huge.
Hercule, Pan, and an untapped energy, and the Pan, like the combo replace itself, so you're not negging cards in hand. And Oob can play Dimension Magic,
Yeah. True.
out as well as Weese's Coercion. So it has a ton of negates. It has multiple options for super combos. You can play the new super combos. You can play the old one where if you're at 5 or more, 5 life, and it's the World Hermit, so you can get it off announcer or anything. So I think give this probably like a 7.58.
Yeah, I would say 8. I'd give it an 8.
Corby?
Yeah, I agree with it. Probably 7, 8, 7.5.
So yeah, all around solid. We're gonna go Dende Astute Savior.
This card's a 10.
This card, I don't know if a 10.
This card's gotta be a 10.
I'll give this card.
This card sets up for everything that we're trying to do.
No, I agree. All these combos it does set up for, I'm gonna give it a 9 because it sets up these cards, but it's limited to World Tournament pretty much. It's not limited World Tournament leader wise for its first effect, but it's essentially for World Tournament themed decks. And while it sets up those other combos, like it's not as powerful as the Goku Junior combo. And if I'm giving those a 9.5, like or 10, I can't give Dende higher. I'm gonna give it a 9, but I think it is extremely good.
Extremely strong. This card's so good.
So I didn't even read its effect, but when you play it, choose up to one of your World Tournament cards, then it costs 5 or less from your deck, send it to your warp, shuffle your deck. At the start of your next turn, add that card from your warp to your hand. So basically you play it, search any World Tournament card except the new big announcer, and then your next turn it just goes to your hand. Then activate 2. For your leader's World Tournament, you can place this card in the drop area, choose up to one World Tournament, then it just costs 3 less from your hand, send it to the warp, and at the start of your next turn, play that card that you sent to the warp. So like this, you can like float Goku for Goku Oob, so your opponent just knows like next turn they're just getting 2 things spun if they build a board, and you're getting those bodies in play, and still having like your full energy. You can do stuff like that. And then like there's other plays that you can set up with 3 or lower. That's just the main one that I think of, but you can also do it with like Videl, right? You can do, oh no, yeah, no, because she would have a battle card in place, so Videl wouldn't cost 2 less.
And it's only in your hand. That reduces the cost in your hand by 2.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could play it with like Hercule, right? You could tap 2, warp Hercule, and then on your turn, Hercule gets put in play for free, and you can just play Pan.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Like it's not like amazing, but you know that's just like it could come up.
Like Goku.
Yeah, Goku I think is the main thing, but like you know that the Hercule Pan thing I guess could come up.
Yeah.
Anything that gives you like knowledge of your deck is also just extremely good. Just in general, like searching your whole deck for a card, like then you like have a lot more knowledge.
Yeah, and it has a lot of options that you can search for though. If like you play multiple combos, like in the Oob deck, like we were talking about. So like if you're missing like one piece, it can just search for them. And then there's Oh, even in like the announcer like red variant deck, you can like tap 2 to warp one of the little kids, and then next turn just play one of the little kids, and then um, special summon the other one without the red extra card. I mean, it's
You
obviously
play this
niche,
card,
but
you could do that and then play I am number one, and then you have like 2 double strike.
yeah.
That sounds okay.
And you have two trunks in play, so they have to kill both of them before your go 10's just a bricking shitter.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give Dende a 9. Like, he just sets up all these powerful combos that we talked about.
I think this is. I think this is like an argument for the best card coming out of the power boosters, just because it helps all these other things do what they
Yeah,
want to do.
and it does have a lot of flexibility. Like, you can play in any of these decks. So I can see that. I just feel like Goku Jr. is gonna, or Vegeta Jr. is gonna be played in any of the decks as well.
Oh yeah.
So
That's probably like 1, maybe, and then this is like 2, and then the Babidi might be 3.
well, I mean, I would give Goku Jr. 3 probably. So.
Alright, so Babidi's 4.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but just like this card with the auto alone is like enough to want to play it.
Yeah, the auto's super powerful.
You're drawing a card you know you want.
Yeah.
And you're getting like information on what.
Pretty much any card in your deck too. Like, it's just I don't know. This card, yeah, I give it a 9. I just can't give it more powerful than the juniors.
And then announcer, it pluses you cards because you draw a card from it.
Yeah.
Honestly, so good.
What do you think, Jordan?
Yeah, I give it a 9. I think it's solid. I think it gives you a lot of knowledge as a 1-drop. There's nothing bad about it. I'd just say 9. I think it's one of the better cards to come out of the power booster.
Next, Mr. Boo the Mischievous. So counterattack, just negate for 1 blue. When you play this card, if your opponent has 2 or less energy, your opponent can't attack with battle cards with energy cost of 2 or less for the duration of the turn unless they choose 1 card from your hand and puts it on top of their deck. Pretty niche, but this card I think is solid in like announcer, or I even like Oob just because it's a body negate. And like something like skillless, if they like go play like Krillin or something, and they go get like the vanilla dude, and they like attack with their leader, you can be like Mr. Boo and just like pretty much shut down those other 2 guys. Well, I mean,
Yeah, I
think it's pretty good.
this card kind of like missed its opportunity, right?
I mean, I agree.
Bardock and stuff like that.
I agree. Like, I think it's probably I'd probably give it a 7. Like, I don't think it's like incredible, but actually probably like a 7.5 just because it's not restricted to any like world tournament or anything. Any deck can play it, and if we get any degenerate formats in the future, then it's good. It can be good versus like Trunks, Kaba, stuff like those. Just annoying, really powerful early game cards.
Yeah. Just a negate on a body is just like. I mean, all the ones that we've gotten have seen play so far. So like, I mean, I could definitely see it.
I mean, the card
being in some decks.
The card's just like super good. Like it's just the auto. It's just like Master Roshi, but like.
Yeah, like Roshi still sees play, and it's just like negate and attack. Like,
Yeah.
Like his extra effect is just like sometimes a bonus, but you also get like the 5k body, which is like the same thing as Roshi. So I give it an 8.5.
Yeah, I'd probably give it some.
It's just so generic, like it's usable in everything. So like
Yeah.
I don't really think it's like bad. So
What do you think, Corbin? Like an 8?
Yeah, I give it like an 8.5 too. If this was out like around nationals, I'd probably give it a 10.
Yeah.
Like this card would be so good.
Yeah, card would have been insane.
broken.
Yeah, Geneva would have been insane. Alright, so the next card, Piccolo Jr. Arena Wrecker. Whoa, a 1. 3-drop permanent. If your opponent has a field card, reduces energy cost in your hand by 2. When you play this card, you may choose 1 field card in a battle area with an energy cost of 1 and place it in the owner's drop. If you do so, this card gets plus 5k for the duration of the turn. Alright, I'm going to give this card a 2. You might side one of it, maybe, in announcer. I don't know.
I don't even, dude. I still think
A one drop 20k body that's drawing me a card and destroying their field.
Have a field.
Yeah, but like that's why I said it's a side deck card. So like if you're playing a mirror match and they have like the World Tournament Arena, or you're playing for some reason a Planet Vegeta deck, a random deck that's playing a different field card. Planet M2, that's just annoying.
Yeah.
It's very niche. I'm gonna give it a 2. Okay, I can't give it a 1. For 1 energy, I can draw a card, pop it, and get a 20k body. I'll give it a 2.
The only thing is it's like only good an announcer.
It is
like,
so
you're
niche.
Not playing green. You're not playing green now.
Oh no, that's the way it's only playable on announcer. It's so niche, but I'll give. And it's Namekian. I just want to see any Namekians come out. Give me anything Namekian. I need some Namekian support, so I'll give it a 2.
Yeah, I'd say like 2 or 3. I don't think it's terrible.
Y'all are generous.
It's the best field destruction card we have. It's better than the Vegeta.
True. It's just only playable in announcer, so.
No, but like you don't. It's not limited to like World Tournament though. Like, I mean, it's so like for some reason if you're gonna play some field destruction, this is the best field destruction aside. I'll give it a 3. In fact, I agree with Jordan.
I'm standing by.
He's standing by 1.
A 1 drop 20k that pops a field. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it out of 3.
1
Yeah,
drop
but
15k,
that's
I
like-
can't.
I don't know, man. That's
No,
so-
it gets plus 5k too,
so
Jordan.
specific.
Oh, when it pops something? Oh, that's
Yeah.
even better, dude.
Yeah,
Look at that.
20k for
Up
one.
to a
Yeah.
4.
Nah, 3. 3's my max.
Yeah.
I'm still standing by 1.
So this is probably the worst card of the power boosters.
Oh, we're gonna be pulling all these.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I'm getting like 3 in my opening pack.
Oh my god, no. I like this.
Alright, King Piccolo Limitless Power.
This might be
This card is an 15 in draft.
this might be like
In draft, this card is a 15.
yeah, this might be this might be like the best card coming out.
Nah, I don't know about that. I'd say
don't know. Okay,
it's good.
It
It's good.
It depends on how good like everything else is. Like how like world martial arts fits in the meta is like,
Yeah.
kind of how the good this.
Yeah, I agree. So like we'll talk about it. I'll give my rating, but so double striker activate main. If you have 4 or more energy, you may choose 2 world tournament cards in any battle area. Negate their skills for the duration of the turn and place in the owner's drop area. If you do, you play this card from your hand and you can't activate another one of these activate main skills for the duration of the turn. So this is the combo we were talking about where you can go Goku Jr., all of them, swing 4 times. You can stack them both or anything else on your board. Special summon this and get another double striker. You can do the same thing with the Babidi combo or pretty much any of those combos. Goku Oob, swing, stack them both, play King Piccolo, swing. So that's really good. And then additionally, you can stack any, so you can do it to your opponents. So that's why Corbin's saying if World Tournament is very prevalent in the meta, this card's obviously going to be a lot better and just an incredible side deck card. So if you're playing against World Tournament, you just side it in, sack 2 of your opponent's battle cards, and play a 20k double strike.
Yeah, this card has like the potential is literally in its name.
Yeah, like, I'm going to give this card like an 8.5.
I think I'm gonna give this one a 9. It's just like I'd give it a 9, but like if world martial arts like really prevalent, I'd give it a.
Yeah, I would give it an 8, and then if like World Tournament's like really good, I'd give it a 9.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably go like 8.5, and then if it's good, give it a 9. Just because like I think it's probably going to see some side deck play. Because I think World Tournament is going to be like kind of. Yeah. That's why I think it's going to like definitely see some side deck play. I just don't think World Tournament's going to be like everyone's going to be playing World Tournament, so that's why
I don't think everyone's gonna be like sold on it.
yeah. But I think the card is obviously really powerful.
I mean, when you're looking at it like from a removal standpoint, like I kind of compare it to like Mecha Frieza, kinda.
Yeah.
Like Mecha Frieza gets like 2 double strike, like 15k attacks.
It's just this is free.
You have to discard a card. This is just free for 4 energy.
It's just more niche because you have to play against that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you have to play against world
Like,
tournament.
having battle cards tapped is like less
But, like,
niche than 2 World Tournament cards in your
The
opponent's side
thing,
of the field.
like, also like the thing is it negates their skills for the duration of the turn, so it's just like, some cards like need to get placed in the drop area from your opponent, but like this is like, nah, let's not do that.
Yeah, and it also negates like Vegeta's effect if they have Vegeta.
Yeah.
Like in draft, this card is really crazy, but
my gosh.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'll give it like an 8.5.
Dude, I've tested this card a lot, and it's just like every
Nothing's
time
liking
I
it.
play it, it never feels like lackluster. Like I killed 2 announcer dudes, so I'm paying like 2 energy for a double striker. Like
Yeah.
worst case scenario. It's just like it feels so good.
Yeah, that is pretty valuable.
And like I don't think anyone will expect it either. So
Yeah, and this will probably see play in pretty much every World Tournament deck. So maybe it will be higher. So maybe we'll get to the 9 on my chart or Jordan's chart. But I don't know. Right now, I think 8.5.
I'll keep it an 8 for now. I think it's a solid card.
And it's the Mechian. Let's go.
Hello.
Kami Ethereal Technique. 1 drop for 4. Oh, it's also a god for another card coming up. Activate main for 4. If your leader card is a World Tournament card and you have 5 or more energy, choose 1 card in your life and place it in your drop area. Then choose up to 1 Destined Conclusion hero from your deck. Place it on top of this card, then shuffle your deck. If you played a card, you choose up to 1 Destined Conclusion Piccolo Jr. from your hand and play it. So basically, you go get the other hero dude. You play Piccolo. They discard 3 cards in their hand. You swing at the hero guy. He's like a 30k crit. Then you swing at Piccolo, who's like a 20k crit, and then you sack the hero dude, and they have to sack one of their guys. He gets like plus 10. The Piccolo gets like plus 10k in triple strike. So like that's a really powerful combo, obviously, but it's pretty niche because it can only be played with the green Goku leader right now.
yeah, it's the only unfortunate part. The combo's super fun to do though. It's like super good. It's really good against Broly in my experience. The green Broly.
Yeah. Like, I don't like how you need 1 leader that can only play it. The leader's not that good. And it requires 5 energy instead of being able to do it on 4, which I wish you could do it on 4.
I don't know. I think it would be like really good then.
Well, yeah, but like, you're still limiting it to 1 leader. And like, say, like, Oob, the pan thing, it's like 1 leader, but I'm doing that on turn 2. Turn 4 and 2 is a pretty big difference. Like, this effect is more powerful, but like, if I get to swing with Pan on turn 3 and turn 4 before you do this, like, I got 4 double strike 25k swings in.
Yeah, it's like pretty rough. It's like too slow.
Yeah.
To, like, fit into the whole
Uh,
scheme of things, because everything else goes like off a turn earlier.
yeah, like, I feel like this card is probably a 5.
Yeah.
5.5 maybe, because like, in its deck, it's like playable and everything, but like, I just don't think that deck's very good.
It's alright.
Yeah, I think it's okay. Like, what those cards that summons are criticals, so I mean that's cool, and then it also hand destruction. So
And the Piccolo becomes a critical triple strike.
yeah, triple strike when you pop your dude.
Yeah.
Hero also have barrier.
You're gonna pop it though, so.
Yeah, I just think it's a really cool combo. I mean, it's just late. I feel like that's like just pretty late in the game,
It's
to be
really
honest.
cool combo, but yeah, it's just late.
And it's 4 solid green, so you have to wait till turn 5.
Yeah, that's like another issue. Like if it was like double green, double colorless, maybe it would be better.
You'd be able to like at least ramp it a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, as it stands, I'd give it like a 5 or a 6.
But even like then again, like if you try to play objection in that deck, you don't see enough cards. Like the deck doesn't evolve.
That's true too.
Yeah.
It's like super limited with leaders. I'd say like 5
Yeah.
probably. That's the only thing. Like a lot of these things are really niche, like really like very limited. Like this combo and like a better leader might be combo might be like a lot better, but it's still just slow. It's a slow combo.
Corbin, what would you give it?
I agree with the 5.
Yeah, just average. Heroes Mafuba. Counter battle card attack. Negate the attack if there is a green god in play in your battle area. Place this card on top of the attacking card. At the end of the next turn, place this card and only this card in the owner's drop area. So it's essentially Mafuba, but you need a green god in your battle area.
Yeah, you can use
Zamasu,
yeah, that card.
the barrier or indestructible blocker.
Your indestructible blocker.
It doesn't have barrier. It's not a barrier. It's just indestructible blocker.
It just can't die.
I said barrier, but yeah, it's not barrier. It just can't die. Yeah, but it can't untap, so it can only block once. It can never untap.
Yeah, but like you got Heroes Mafuba awake, like it's just like active for the rest of the game. If you see what
Yep.
Which is pretty sick.
Like it's a pretty good side deck strat. I'd give this probably like a 7.5 or an 8, because it's a 1-cost Mafuba, but it is green, which is just worse than blue, and it requires you to have a green god in play.
Yeah. If this card was blue, it'd be insane.
I'd give it a 7.
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 7 as well.
It's a good card, but just like the restriction on it, just like it's not worth the hassle most
Well,
times.
the thing is like green isn't that great right now either.
Yeah, it's been like the worst color since set 3.
It's just like Broly VR. That's like about it. So like if green becomes good again in the future, like we could see this card more.
Yeah, like any other green themes.
Yeah, until it stands, it's probably gonna like.
Yeah.
It'll be like an above average card. Like do what you want with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright. Getting to yellow. Son Goku Savage Great Ape. 20k, 4-drop. Activate main if there are 2 or more World Tournament cards and play in all battle areas. Play this card from your hand and you can't use its effect again for the duration of the turn. So it's basically a 1-drop 20k if you have 2 World Tournaments or if there's 2 World Tournaments in play. So that's obviously solid. 1-drop 20k is never bad. When this card is removed from the battle area by a skill, if you have 4 or more energy, you may choose 2 cards from your hand and place them in the drop area. Then choose one of your yellow energy and switch to rest mode. If you did both, choose up to 1 unyielding victory Son Goku and 1 unyielding victory Jackie Chun from your deck, play them, and then shuffle your deck. This card seems pretty bad.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually.
I tried to make a deck around this, and I was like, I'd read the card, I was like, oh, it seems really good. And then you're playing, and then you have to discard 2 cards, and then both of these cards have to be in your deck, so if you draw one of them, like all of one of them...
And you have to tap an energy.
Yeah, and you have to tap an energy.
So much stuff you have to do for this combo.
Yeah, like...
And all the other combos are
And
it's
limited to 1 leader.
Yeah, and like, another thing is like... You have to remove it, like, by your skill most of the times. Like, your opponents are never gonna, like, want to kill this.
Yeah, they're never just gonna use spot removal on your 20k, no double strike, no crit, like.
They don't care, like, it can just chill there, like, it's like...
Yeah.
It's like 20k vanilla.
So you have to play, like, another card that we're gonna talk about later, and it's just not very good. I'll give this card, probably a 1. This card is actually definitely worse than that Piccolo. This card is...
Honestly, yes.
This card is...
Yeah.
Actually, no. I'll give it a 2, because it can be a 1-drop 20k. In draft, this card will probably be like a 7, 8. 1-drop 20k. That's gas in draft.
Yeah, 1-drop 20k is fine.
Constructed, 2. Trash.
He's like 1.
Dude, I can't give Arena Record a 1 and not give this card a 1.
That's true. That's true. I'm surprised this even gets a half a star. This card is...
Dude, can I give it a 0.5?
It's pretty much... On Corbin scale, it's a 0.5. Actually, yellow got shafted in these, because this next card could be worse than the Great Ape. This card is actually probably worse.
Yeah.
Chaozu the Loyal. 2-drop, activate main for 2 if your leader card is a World Tournament card and you have 4 more energy. So again, requires you to have 4 energy for some reason. Place this card on the top of the original deck. Choose 1 Unending Moose Tien from your deck and play it, then shuffle your deck. If you played a card, choose up to 1 Yamcha in your hand and play it in rest mode. I'm going to pull up these other cards real quick, because I have the page up right here.
If I, like, remember reading these cards correctly, I just don't think this does.
No, they're not very good. So the Yamcha is a barrier. If Tien's in play, it gets plus 10k in crit. but it's going to get played tapped, so you're not even going to get to attack with the 20k crit, so that's trash.
That's why.
And then Tien is a double strike barrier, and you can sack Yamcha to draw 2 cards and kill one of your opponent's cards in rest mode.
Yeah.
So you're basically paying 2 to put this card on the top of your deck, and then play Tien from your deck, and you have to have Yamcha in your hand. So Yamcha and Tien are just not very good cards, and this card's just not very good. I'm going to say this card's a 2.5. No, 2. This card is worse than Son Goku Savage Grade 8.
I'll also give this a 0.5.
Yeah.
Well, the
I mean, I'll.
playability is a little bit more better than the grade 8, but like.
Now, I'll take a 1-drop 20k over.
Alright.
Because this it requires me to play 2 terrible cards in my deck to play a 3rd terrible card in my deck.
Yeah.
This card is getting a 0.5. You're correct. You're correct. The 2 stars is too high. This is a 0.5.
It's a 1. It's a 1.
This card is awful. If you pull this, you're going to cry.
I don't know why. Why do they have to make it play in rest mode?
Dude, I couldn't tell you. I can't just get my 20k crit swing. Like
that, it would make it a little bit better.
Yeah,
All
like
the other combos, like I don't understand why.
Yeah.
They 4 yellow energy for the combo, and
To
then
be-
your dude comes in play tap.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not that mad because Jackie Chun is definitely a better leader than Oob, definitely a better leader than Goku, but he got shafted.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, like I understand he's a better leader, but I
No,
mean,
he got shafted. These yellow cards are definitely the worst color in the power booster, and the super rare combo is already the worst of the super rare combos. Excuse me.
Super rare combo's okay.
It's the worst of the super rare combos. I'm not.
Contact double strike.
Is it better than the Piccolo combo?
Nah.
Is it better than the Pan combo?
It's not.
Is it better than the Ultimate Showdown combo?
It's alright.
Okay. So it's the worst of the.
Not wrong.
dude.
Uh,
Just went through the line.
so Master Roshi, Martial Master. 1-drop. When you play this card, choose a card in your life and add it to your hand. So it's a World Tournament Self-Awakener that isn't Pan. Activate means choose one card in your life and add it to your hand. Choose up to 1 Moon Destroying Kameha from your deck, add it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. Then negate the skill for the duration of the game. Not the turn, the game. Like, it's Moon.
It's just this card though.
Yeah, no, but like, it's not like Moon Destruction Kameha is like such a broken card that you only need to go get it once. Like, you could let this be every turn, and this card would still be ass. So, like, it's literally just a worse Bardock. But obviously Bardock's banned now. But like, Bardock was literally just a 10k version of this, because the second effect is terrible. So like, it's literally just a 1-drop take a life for yellow. I guess if you're playing like a yellow announcer deck, you can play this as a Self-Awakener instead of Pan. Or if you're playing Jackie Chun, you can use this as a Self-Awakener. But Jackie Chun's not limited, so you could just play like Source of Power Son Goku, which is actually just a better card.
Or the 1-drop Krillin.
Or the 1-drop Krillin, which again, a much better card.
Yeah, but you can't even.
So this card's bad.
I don't know. Like if you're trying to
I
play
know.
a Self-Awakener, you might as well just play like the Pan.
Yeah, this card's just not good. I'll give this card like I'll give this card a 3.5. It's still a Self-Awakener, but it's just not very good.
I'll give it a 2.
Yeah,
I don't
sure,
even
2.
wanna give it
2,
anything.
sure.
I'm just honestly, if I open one of these power boosters and I see a yellow card, I'm probably just gonna be sad because the
If I
next.
see a yellow card that's not Mutato, I will.
Yeah, this the next card we're gonna talk about is the only good yellow card in the power booster.
Pretty good.
Yeah, Mutato, Skill of a Sage. Counterplay. When you play this card, if it's your opponent's turn, you may place this card in the owner's drop area. If you do, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost greater than their energy, ignoring barrier, switch it to rest mode, and that battle card cannot be switched to active mode until the start of your next card. Start of your next turn. This card is good because it's just a better version of Crusher Ball, basically.
I think this is the only card in the power booster that like deserves a 10, like outright.
Yeah, because I think it has an instant impact on the meta.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the only
only
bad thing is minus Killy Zone.
Mass Killing Zone is the
Killing Zone.
only card to play against it, but like this card is great versus HOM. It's great versus Victory Strike. It's great versus Demigra. Really, like any SCR. You can even play it versus what is it? What's that dude? Fu, right? I can play this versus Fu, right? Because I'll come and play first.
yeah, Fu. Yeah, you can tap Fu, shrouded. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
You
like,
can.
it's just a better version of Crusher Ball. It just seems like a better version of Crusher Ball all around.
For sure.
Yeah, it's only not better if they just play a card with deflect. Like if they just outright play it. Like obviously, like we talked about the like you have to activate swap to summon mastery so you can tap it down or whatever.
Exactly. So
Well,
for the
if it's
for,
deflect, I think you can still play it.
no, you can't. Because you can't play counter
No, you
plays.
can't activate
So
counter
so
plays.
this is how the interaction works. So if you activate swap on your Path of Greatness, I can respond to swap. I respond to swap by playing Mutato Skill of Sage. Whatever card you play is affected by his auto at that point. So when you play HOM, the card is played in rest mode, and it can't be switched to active mode. You still get to tap me down, but this is played, and since I'm not playing it on a counter, like your deflect doesn't work, so I'm not playing it on that counter timing window, and my auto goes through barrier, so it affects HOM, so it just taps him down.
It doesn't have barrier, but
Oh, he doesn't even have barrier.
yeah. But if it did, you would be able to get around it.
Yeah. But so this works with against Goji to 7 unless they play it for 7, because they tap 5 to fuse, and you Mutato Skill Sage in response to fusion.
Yep.
Because you know if they tap 5 to activate fusion, they have to be fusing that one. The other guys cost 4 to fuse. So in response, you play Mutato Skill Sage, and their dude, they still reset your hand, but that guy comes down tapped.
Yeah.
So like
That was like my only other question, because like that's how I thought it worked, but I wasn't sure.
So it's really good versus that versus any strategy like that. Obviously we talked about minus Killy Zone answers him, but minus Killy Zone's just a stupid card.
I don't know exactly like the ruling. You have to show the card like you're fusing into before you do it, like the whole like weird like reveal your card and then.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure like it doesn't matter if they have deflect, because you're playing on a counter timing window that isn't the deflect, like the actual guys summoning.
No, you'd be fine. I just didn't
Yeah.
know, like you know it's Gogeta, but like they might have to show like
Actually show you
by
anyway.
the rules. By the rules, yeah, I don't know if you can just tap 5 and be like, I'm activating.
Yeah.
You're not. Oh nope, don't have anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably give this card a 9.5, 10. I'm going to say 10,
Yeah,
actually.
I'd say,
A 10 because it gives it instant impact on the current meta.
I'll give it 9.5. I think it's a better Crusher Ball in like 99% of the situations. Like, there's very few situations where it's not better.
Corbin already said a 10. Moon Destroying Kameha. This is the card that Master Roshi searches. If your leader card is a Jackie Chun card, it gets plus 15k for the duration of the battle. You may choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards to rest one and place it on stone or drop. If you do so, draw a card. This card sucks.
It's your card.
Oh yeah, you choose one of your battle cards. I actually thought it was one of your opponent's battle cards. Then it would actually be broken. Let's choose one of your battle cards. Good thing you corrected me. So it sucks. You kill that Great Ape so you can trigger all its effects. So you're paying 2 energy because you have to pay this, then the Great Ape's energy. This replaces itself, luckily, just so you can do that terrible combo. This card sucks. It gets a 1. I'm not even getting into it. The card's a 1.
Do we have to cover this card? Like, the only good thing is like, you gain 15k and draw a card, so it's like, it's okay in that aspect.
Yeah, I guess in Jackie Chun you can just play it as like a 1-drop 15k combo draw card, like a better pseudo combo.
I think you have to kill something in rest mode if it's in rest mode.
Says you may.
You have to kill something to draw a card. If you do draw a card.
Draw a card.
This card is terrible. This card is
Draw a
terrible.
card, you have to pop something.
Yeah, this card's terrible.
I don't think you have to.
You don't have to kill something.
It's just like not like.
Because
it's
you
a
may
1 mana
choose. 15k,
but like.
It's just it's not good.
It's just not great.
I think this falls.
I mean, I'd give it a 2.
That's generous. That's generous. That's a generous
And
2.
1 mana 15k.
For bits leader specific, that's generous.
Yeah.
This falls into the category with like
Chaozu. This is worse than Chaozu, but Hercule World Tournament King. When you play this card, choose up to 1 World Tournament Arena from your deck or drop area, add it to your hand, shuffle your deck if you look through it. So this is only playable in Announcer because that arena is only playable in Announcer. And it basically searches for the arena and draws you a card. I get it just, there's not really much to talk about with it. I don't really think, it's pretty straightforward. You go get the arena card. Give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I think that's pretty close. Like, I don't know. I want to like play 4 of these in 4 arena, and then just do like the showdown combo, and then just like play all 4 arena in 1 turn, and then pump them up by like 20 or yeah, 20. Dude, that just seems so good. So it's like off like them, they'll get like they get 10k each other, and then like you can pump them up 20 more k, and then like your announcer leader ability on the back, you can plus 5 more. So you just got like 2 beefy boys.
Yeah, they're literally like 55k triple strikes
Yeah,
to
it's
start.
like 70k you give to your cards without combo.
Yeah.
The only announcer, so like, I don't know, like I'd probably give it like a 7, but like just having like knowledge of your deck's like really.
Yeah.
It's just like you have knowledge of your deck, you know. Like,
I just feel like Announcer's going to be the best leader, World Tournament leader, in this meta, most likely.
Yeah.
And you're going to play the arena card in every iteration of the deck, so I'd get it a 7.5.
I don't think it's like absolutely necessary to play like 4 of the arena though. So like 2.
Oh, yeah.
2,
Yeah, I definitely
like,
want to play 4 arena.
fine,
Yeah. Especially now you have a tutor for it.
But like yeah, an announcer too, this card nets you 2 cards. Like it nets you arena, and then like you draw a card if it's the first card you play.
Yeah. Announcer Witness of History. So this is the last card in the power boosters. 7 drop. Deflect when you play this card. If your leader card is a World Tournament card, choose up to 8 World Tournament cards from your hand with different names that aren't announcer cards and play them. This card is pretty shit. Honestly, probably give it a 5. You 8 different names. You're not gonna play 8 different names. The only thing this is playable in is announcer, right? Because there's not 8 different names for different colors. So you have to play a variation like deck where you can just play bodies for any color. And it's still a 7 drop.
Just super late.
Yeah, like you shouldn't be making it to 7. Like the most magical Christmas land thing I can think is you play like Bobbity, a Supreme Showdown package, and then like Uku package, or even like the
No, off this like the best thing you can play is like the juniors, Ubku, the showdowns, and like Goten Trunks, right? That's like the best thing you can play.
Yeah, like you can.
Or even like Chichi Goku. Chichi Goku.
Yeah, you play the Bobbity too, and you get
a second showdown.
You can get a second showdown.
Yeah.
That's probably like the best bet with this. Like you get like the Vegeta Goku Junior thing, and then like 2 Supreme Showdown.
You have to have them all in your hand too. Like I wouldn't even mind if this card's deck. Like
If this card said deck, this card would be interesting because I play 4 objections. Yeah, I play 4 objections and just I drop this John and just have fun, bro. You're dead.
But like I don't know. I feel like I mean, yeah. Though, but like, dude, we have things like Chain Zeno that can have it on turn 2. Like,
This card's just not good. I agree, but I'm just saying like.
I don't know. I think it would have been cool to just have them search deck.
Even if it's a choose 6 from deck.
Yeah, they could decrease it, whatever.
Yeah, then it would actually be playable. It's not playable 8 in your hand.
Yeah, no.
You have to have 9 cards. You're minusing 9 cards from your hand when you play this to get full value.
Yeah, you better kill them when you play
Like
this.
a lot of those cards, don't they like drop extra cards? So like if you play them like from your hand, they just drop like you get free summons on other stuff or whatnot.
Yeah.
Like the Goku Vegeta thing, you play one for free, right?
Yeah, and same with the Goku Oob and all that stuff.
Like you're just like wasting like, oh well, if I have 8 things in my hand, like I mean some of these are gonna come down for free anyway.
Yeah, so like realistically for full value you would need like a 13, 14, 15 card hand.
That's why I think it would be like fair if like you said, like search the deck for like 6,
Yeah.
and then you just actually search all 6. You just search like three combos, or whatever.
Yeah, like search the Junior, search the Supreme Showdown, search Bobbity and something else to get a second Supreme Showdown, like something like that.
7 energy.
Search
We have-
Goku,
we
and then
have-
I have an Oob in my hand, and I can play it like that, something like that.
Yeah, I'd even be fine with 8, honestly. Do we have cards like Gogeta that he could play on 5?
Yeah.
Deflect. Like, there are so many better cards, like, even with that effect, like, you have to fill your deck with all these, like,
Yeah, I like
it just made this card, like, not really playable.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
If it was deck, it would be playable, and it would be
Like,
pretty
if this
cool.
was a 6-drop, it'd probably be better.
Yeah,
It's from hand, though. It's just from hand. It's like,
Yeah,
ugh.
but still, I think the 7 is like too much. Like sometimes, like getting the 6 is like alright, but like if it goes to turn 7, like you better kill your opponent. Like I don't know what you're doing.
Like, okay, compare this card on turn 5 to Gogeta 7.
Yeah, this card would be nasty, honestly. Like it'd be pretty good. I don't know, probably not though.
No, it needs to do the deck. Like, just from your hand, it's just not good enough. Like, it's you're requiring too much.
Like 7-drop, 6 in deck. It's a bomb.
You use 2 of your announcer guys.
You play
Like, this
2
card is literally,
objections.
for full value, this card's
Play
literally like a
5.
9 to 10 card combo. Like, think about that.
Dude, if you play 2 like if it said deck, like hypothetically, you play 2 objections, like you're going -4, play it on 5, and then like I don't know, there's just like better things.
Yeah,
you
that's
can
the
do.
thing. Like, the only viable way to play this is probably through objection, but you neg yourself cards. So.
No, it's not. It's just not viable to play from your hand. Like,
Yep. Nope. Nah, I definitely don't think it's that playable. It's like cool. It's like a cool effect, cool bomb, but not playable.
I'll give it a 3
Yeah, that's fine.
or a 2.5.
I'll give it a 3 just because I like the card.
Yeah.
It could have been designed better. It could have been designed better. Like deflect, cool. It's a bomb, cool.
Oh no, the worst thing is,
And-
well, the worst thing is it can't even play announcers. So you can't even play like the staple ones that everyone plays.
Yeah. Like you don't have to drop 8 bombs. Like if you could just play whatever. Like you don't have to drop 8 bombs. You could just drop 8 cards, like draw some cards, whatnot.
Yeah. Because like even like the announcer would like draw 2, whatever. Nope, can't even play that.
Nope.
So like overall for the power boosters, like yellow, like we got Motato was good. Black didn't get much. Green, like King Piccolo got King Piccolo. That's about it. And that's not even limited to green, so green didn't get much either. Blue, I think got a huge boost, and red got Bobbity, was the main thing. Deborah and Vegeta are like solid cards, not meta breaking. But overall, really, red basically got Bobbity for like meta defining cards. Blue got the most significant boost. We got Dende, the junior combo, and Videl, which just Videl makes Oob Leader a lot more playable. And Mr. Boo is just another solid all-around card that any blue deck can play. Mutato is probably the most impactful card on the meta that we're going to see, just because it already has an instant impact on the current meta. And as we move forward in the meta, like I can't see this not having an impact even with the world tournament stuff. Like, it's just like if they play Bobbity on 4 or whatever, you can even do this. Like,
I think by far like the blue and the red ones are the best. And then like obviously like you said, Mutato is probably like the best like card like that came out of the just generic. Like that's gonna be
yeah, like if I'm opening a pack, I want to pull Mutato the most, then like the junior combos, and then like probably Dende.
Yeah, and like I like even Boo. Like I mean, yeah, like maybe you don't want to pull it, but like it's
Yeah, like any of the blue stuff you're final pulling.
It's a Roshi, like
any of the blue stuff you're final pulling. Honestly, like you pull any of the blue cards, you're happy. You pull Mutato, you're happy. You pull Bobbity, you're happy. You pull King Piccolo, you're happy. Even like a Heroes Mafuba, I'd be happy with. That's a solid card. It's gonna see some play. The Hercule 1-drop. That's a card that any announcer deck's gonna want to play. But like yellow really didn't get a lot. Like the yellow card's just really bad, honestly.
Yeah.
The green cards are average. Like.
Yeah. Yeah, Mafuba's kind of cool. It's just like weird. And I also did look up that the evil Seiki Zamasu It doesn't really matter, but it has destructible and barrier, so like
Oh, it
sticks
doesn't
on the
bear.
board.
Yeah.
So they can't like minus it and then it like goes away or whatever.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
With indestructible, you can like minus and then it pops it.
Oh yeah.
At 5K. But once it's on the board, and then that card's like live the rest of the game, so it's just cool.
Yeah.
Then they can do to interact with it.
So the next thing we can talk about is the ban list. Obviously, Child's Wish and Bardock got banned, effective June 1st. I think both of them are great changes. Both need to happen. I said when Goten got banned, that was stupid. Bardock should have been banned. If you want to play Grandpa Gohan into Goten, go for it. You're just playing Goten for 1 energy then, and it's requiring you to play Grandpa Gohan in your deck, and for 1 energy you're just playing a 10k that looks for the top 3 and draws a card. It's basically drawing a card, but you get some options.
Yeah, it gives you like a better option, but then it just dies on the.
Yeah, it's just average. Like Bardock was broken because it replaces itself, and it's a free attack, and then summons Goten, which gives you another attack that replaces itself. So you're getting way more value. You're pressuring your opponent and replacing itself instead of doing nothing. Like, it just makes no sense why they would have banned Goten instead of Bardock. Bardock was clearly the problem. But
Dude, you know I feel so passionately about this.
yeah, like it's actually like when that happened, I could have went on a rant about it. Me and Jordan talked about it probably for hours. Like, it was just mind blowing to me. But you know, they I guess learned. It took a little bit. Obviously, like the testers aren't high level players. Like, they don't understand. Not like it's actually like they don't understand the meta and like why cards are so good and stuff. Like they can understand like how to design cards. Because a lot of the cards that they've come up with, a lot of the things they've come up with, I probably never would have came up with a lot of really cool interaction stuff, really cool ideas. But like in terms of card balance, they're not always spot on.
Yeah, and sometimes there's things they just don't see.
Yeah,
Like,
which
just
everyone misses stuff, but like
everybody does.
it's just
Like, dude.
some of this stuff should be definitely like Bardock is since it came out in August, it was in the best deck until it pretty much got banned almost. Like almost every single meta, it was defining the meta. Like, it's just ridiculous that it took that long for it to get banned. So I'm just obviously happy with that. I can say nothing bad about that. Child's Wish should be banned. I think World Peace should be banned as well. Any card that plays cards for free, like your leader's already playing the Wish for free. That's already good, right? You're already getting free, whatever that wish costs energy, you're doing that effect for free. That's already value. Now, when World Peace is playing a body for free for 0 energy, I'm playing any body from my drop area. Or with Child's Wish, I'm playing all these stupid combos. Like, yeah, in theory, it's balanced, it only plays 15k, but you have these combos that get created because of it that are just ridiculous. Then Dragon Radar, not a great designed card in my opinion either, but it combos so much with these cards because I go play Child's Wish, whatever, play Child's Wish because it's only 2 energy. I have all these guys on tap. I go pick up 2 Child's Wish. Like, okay. Or even like play World Peace for free. Okay, next turn play World Peace for free. Play Dragon Radar, pick up 2 World Pieces. For the rest of the game, pretty much I'm playing free bodies every turn. Like, it's just I don't think Dragon Radar should be banned by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not saying that. I just don't think it was like properly designed. I think that World Peace is like a problem. Child's Wish is a problem. I think that these cards weren't designed properly. In any mana-based game, playing stuff for free is really, really powerful. So with the wish leaders playing stuff for free to just play bodies from your drop area, it's just, I don't know, it's doesn't make for great.
Yeah. And I went really in depth on this, like prior to the even ban list. Like, I just kind of like did like a live video and like went and like talked about some of these things, and it's just like when you could play that, like World Peace, like you said, should be banned. Like, playing that, like any free energy like you get is just broken. Like, it's just super good, and World Peace can be played for free with all like the Shenron leaders.
You have to think if Trunks, which untaps 1 energy, is limited to 1. Why is World Peace allowed in the game?
And that's the big thing with like back when they banned Goten instead of Bardock, like when you limited unyielding to 1, that just like stopped like you from playing so many bodies at once, because that was what the problem was. When you play Bardock, you got Goten, you unyielding, you untapped energy, play another Goten, whatever. You could get like 3 to 4 Gotens on like turn 2 or whatever, because you have all these untaps. So when they nerfed unyielding to 1, made like some more like they made like Borgos and Whis to like counter like untapping on the offense. They made some kind of little things. Like there's no reason Goten should have been banned over Bardock, because then you would play 1 Goten, and then that would be it. And then they would just kill it on the swing back. And if you combo over it, cool. Then it's a 1 for like you're not gaining any advantage off that.
Also, Trunks is limited to 1 when we have cards like Borgos, Whis, and all this stuff. But World Peace is allowed when there's not one card that just inherently just counters it.
And just getting that much free energy is just insane. Like in the Shenron Gogeta deck, it's kind of a slower deck, but if you get to that point, you're summoning a Shenron every turn for free. So if your opponent doesn't answer that, then you can just die.
Yeah, Shenron and at all costs, anything like that. Like just play it for free.
Like you just, and then even like just not even just Shenron, then you can get other cards, and then that Shenron can also untap 2 energy.
Yeah, you can
play
even
2 and then untap 2
you can
energy.
get Purunga from your drop area and just reset the board too.
And like a pseudo SS3, like I don't know, like it's just so many. Free energy is just always insane. We saw with Shugash, they had to print Cronoa. Could have just banned it, but I think they just wanted to not ban things, but it got to that point anyway. I still think like my ban list, like it had like all the cards that get free energy. Like I think Unyielding should just be banned. Like I think Shugash should be banned. I think Chantak Trunks should be banned. But that's like I could go on and on. Like just free energy is just really good.
I agree with almost all of them. The only reason I like Chantak Trunks in the meta is it's one of the only reasons that we've seen red be like a viable option throughout the game. So like, I think if you ban it, you just put red too far back behind other colors. Obviously Zeno is a broken interaction, but I think that Zeno is a problem there, not Chain Attack. Like I think
paying 7 energy for Zeno is fair. I think playing
I think
energy is unfair.
No, I agree. So I think that there should be an errata so that interaction can't be. Like, I don't think Chain Attack by itself is broken. I think playing it and playing Fearless Pan off of it is really good, not like ban worthy. I don't think you like. I can understand like an errata, so like it can't play energy cost of 5 or more or something. I don't know, just random something like that. Just so it can't play Zeno. I could see something like that, but I just don't think it should be banned. Just because I think, I still think even if you did that, it would just put red back, because that's the main combo with it. But I think Chain Attack is just like a card that you're going to want to see in red a lot of the time anyway.
It would put red back, but I just think it's like...
I don't completely disagree with you. Like, they could put red back and then make a set where red is the best color in that set, and put red back in the meta game. Like, that's completely doable. It's not like that's not doable.
Green's been like not in the meta since like set 2. So
yeah, since Haru Haru was printed, Green was unplayable until Broly BR. If you played a green leader, you were putting yourself at a disadvantage. Like, there are some times where androids were like okay, but you were getting 3 Haru Harus side decked against you every single time, and they were just gonna beat the crap out of you with free crit bodies. Like,
yeah, and those are like theme decks. Like I don't know, like Android's like a theme deck, plays like a theme deck. Like I mean, just green in general, just good green cards. Like we haven't seen that in a long time. And I mean, yeah, like red's kind of like themed too. Like we've seen like Chain Attack, which is kind of like not necessarily a theme, but it's like the main Chain Attack zone is like the main combo. Like you play it. Like there's no reason not to. Free reset. Like.
So what else was on your ban list? Just because I didn't actually see your live video.
Oh, so I said Chain Attack, Shugash, World Peace. Obviously, I had Bardock, Child's Wish on there. I didn't put any leaders on there just because I didn't.
See, I would add Janemba. I think Janemba should be banned. I think they should print a new Janemba with a more balanced effect. It's just as long as it's in the game, it makes it will always be a problem. Like it's like you can't not like drawing cards is a large mechanic in the game, and you're making more defensive tools, and like the deck was already really good, and it's just getting additional support with yellow, which is yellow's the next most defensive color behind blue. Like, it's just, I don't know. I just think the leader should probably be banned, and just make another leader that mills like one a turn and does something else that's also good, but like it has a free negate that you can't be stopped, and it mills 2 every single turn.
I had this list somewhere.
And draws a card. Draws a card. It can attack battle cards and draw a card. Doesn't have to attack leaders. It can attack battle cards and draw a card. Like, it wasn't designed great.
Gotcha. I did find my list, and like obviously I said Bardock, World Peace, Child's Wish, Chain Attack, Gash. I didn't have Janimba in there, and the reason why was because if you ban Janimba, which is fine, I feel like Green Brawly is kinda like.
Well, I think they should print another Janimba leader, but just not as good as it is.
That's fair.
Because I think ratting it would just be like awkward, just like ban it and print another one.
It would be awkward. It would be really awkward. They like doing that, but like I don't really like that. Like it seems like the only leaders though, but like still. Anyway, I just didn't ban it because I thought like Green Brawly would be too good. Because like I feel like Janimba's like kind of like keeping that deck at bay.
Yeah.
It's pretty favorable in my opinion. Janimba is pretty favored versus the Green Brawly deck.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
So, like I thought like if you banned Janimba, then like you have to do something to Green Brawly, and like that's like a sticky situation. Like what do you do to Green Brawly? I don't know. Like add a leader. Like
now they can't because like, you can even play with like Sheila. There's others that you can play with Paragus if you like. You can't really. There's anything they can do to that. Like because if you do anything to it, it'll mess up the whole theme.
Yeah. And I feel like that was kind of like the balance I was trying to get at, and this was just like a rough like kind of draft. Like,
I can see that. I just think that as we move forward, Janimba will always be a problem. I think that if by making one that's like still prevalent in the meta and like a solid meta deck that just is slight, even if it flipped, untapped one, drew one, and just had like a slightly worse effect, just a slight nerf, like it's just a little too good for me.
Yeah, I get that. It was definitely on like the list I had prior, but that one had like 5 or 6 more cards on it, which is just like unrealistic. And even this is, but like I just.
Oh yeah, this is like
I think this would make the game better, and then once we do this, then we could go forward. Like
I don't know, I can see
how
that.
the meta adapts. Now you said Janimba. Janimba with this ban list that I have is probably like the best deck, but like I also think Janimba's like I don't know. I don't think like you can do a lot with the deck. Like it's good, but like you don't have very many like you're just being defensive. You're just being defensive most efficiently that you can be. So there's not much you can do.
How do you feel about Victory Strike as a card?
I think Victory Strike's fine. I think that bombs like that. Now the other 2 cards on my list that I'll tell you are Gogeta 7. It's really good, and then the other card's Path to Greatness.
I agree with Gogeta 7 for sure. Path to Greatness we can talk about. My only thing with Victory Strike, I think it itself is fine. I would just like to see more answers.
Yeah, that would be like the counter to Janimba. Like in my format, like I'm envisioning this format where I think Path is too fast for Victory Strike.
Well, I don't think that there should ever be like my answer to playing like Janimba's like to say the best deck. My answer to playing against it is by playing a $400 card. Like that should not be like a thing. Like that shouldn't be like the only way to beat Janimba in the meta is by playing a $400 card.
Fair. I mean, I'm just trying to make the game better with this list. I mean,
yeah, no, I see what you're saying, but like
it does suck. But like, I mean, they're the ones that kind of like made it so like they didn't make it expensive, but the amount of limited product that was available for that set and how hard it was to pull these set cards, like.
No, yeah,
it could have been like Goku Ube. It could have been 6 per case. Like.
Well, if they hit Path to Greatness, then it's the same thing. Like, then you don't really need as many answers for Victory Strike, right? Because then like people are probably gonna go back to U7 Frieza for Victory Strike.
It slower, and you're not allowed to play Cobalt Lust with it, and you like.
No, yeah, I think that is a balance. Like Path to Greatness, I just don't think it's realistic for them to hit Path to Greatness because they just made it to boost swap, and it's unrealistic for them to nerf it right now. But correct. I do agree that it wasn't made like it's too good. I'm not gonna say it wasn't made correctly because it's not like severely overpowered. But it's pretty good considering HOM is broken.
I also think it's unrealistic to ban World Peace because it's like what they built Wish Leaders off of as well. banning Child's Wish was like honestly really huge for me. Like
No,
I didn't think they would do that.
This is.
Like,
You can actually finish real. That was rude of me.
no, you're fine. I was just saying like world peace and like Child's Wish. That's what they base these wish things off of. Like obviously they're gonna make. That was their intended theme, and they banned Child's Wish. Like that to me tells me that they will do what they have to make the game better. I feel like, and so like, if maybe not right now, but I think this list like right now would be good. Maybe down the line, I could see them banning Path to Greatness because it's too good. I don't see them banning a Victory Strike.
No, I don't think they should ban Victory Strike. I just want more answers.
I think that would just leave so many people mad that have that card.
I agree.
In that card, and that would just turn a lot of people away. Be like, oh, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh. They're gonna just ban the best.
Well, like that's what I like Mutato and stuff like that. How it gives it an answer. Like that's what I'm asking for versus Victory Strike. I don't want to see it banned because that's just too bad for the secondary market. I just like. I don't like how there's very limited answers, and the only answers that we do have are just easily answered by minus Killy Zone.
Yeah. Like, pretty much my format just sets up like a triangle format where you have Janimba, some Victory Strike variant, more than likely U7 Frieza, and then you have Green Brawly, and then you have all these other decks. Like, I mean, I think it would open up other decks to be playable. Hand Destruction would be another answer to Janimba. There's a couple Hand Destruction variants that you could play. There would be answers to like the metagame, and we wouldn't have so many broken combos. We wouldn't have Gogeta 7 or Chain Attack resetting the board.
No, I think Gogeta 7 is clearly, we've gone over this, it's just no interaction with the card, and it just resets the game. It's just common sense. The card should have never been made like that, but...
So, like, that's kind of like what I had, but obviously, I talked about it, like, in depth on that live video, but I just think, I think it would make a better format, but what they did at least made it so that other decks are playable. We're not stuck fighting in a box where we have to play 4 Whis, 4 Dark Power Mastains, like, just to not, like, die, like, on and then even then, they're just gonna path and height you, potentially Victory Strike you on turn 4 to 5.
Exactly. Yeah. For the Wish thing, my issue with World Peace is I don't like World Peace and Child's Wish because they're generic. I would have liked to see wishes like the Dende Frieza wish, like that. Themed wishes. That's how I think the wishes should be. I don't think that they should just be generically broken. Like a kind wish is limited. Very powerful, but exactly limited. The Frieza wish is limited. Like I would like to see those types of wishes. Like I don't think Red has a powerful wish like that. All the Red wishes are absolute trash. All the green wishes that aren't kind wish are absolute trash. Yellow at least has the Frieza wish. The Piccolo wish thing is okay. The blue wishes are really mediocre. Like I'd like to see more themed wishes that are powerful. I think World Peace is just generic. Yeah, like it's okay, but like we're not getting like no World Peace or Child's Wish.
That's what they're gonna move to. That's what they're gonna move to because I think they realized the Child's Wish was too OP. They had to, or like just at least the interaction with some cards.
That's how like
past that, and now they're gonna do like more like theme based.
Yeah.
So with, like the power boosters are doing more theme-based things. Like they just got to make sure that the power level's not like Path to Greatness power level. Like,
I don't know. To me, I prefer if World Peace was like I already think Wish is like a really powerful mechanic. So like I don't know, generic Wish broken cards like that I'm not a fan of.
What do you think, Corbin? We've been hogging the mic, dude.
I said I'd be right back, but I just came in like the back end of the conversation.
Then I don't feel as bad.
No, it's all good. Yeah. I don't know. All I heard is like Gogeta.
You're just talking about like a ban list and like.
It's just like broken. I don't like Gogeta 7 personally.
Like
we're talking about.
We just remember we were talking about like the ban list and like obviously the 2 cards that were banned we're both happy with and like what other things we think should have been banned or like obviously we don't expect to see everything on one ban list but just like what if we could have designed the ban list.
Talked about this, but like I think Bandai like is too confident in what they did, like in how they like made a balanced game, and that they think that like certain cards are supposed to be played a certain way, but like the competitive people and like just people in general are gonna like try to break the cards. So,
and use them to their most advantage. The most advantage
the most
get.
broken thing they can do. Like maybe like combos they wouldn't even have thought of before. They're like people are gonna like find it and do it. And it's just like one of the things they didn't think about, I don't think, and they don't want to like nip it in the butt right now because they don't want to look like they're wrong. But I think if they nipped it in the butt right now, it would make them better as like a company and a game.
Yeah.
And it would like produce like a way better game than they ever would have thought. But I think like their own ego is getting in the way.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, that's like my whole philosophy behind it.
They just have like their own like thing, like their own like
Yeah,
vision of the game, I guess, kind of like so to speak, which is kind of what I was talking about, like their vision, Child's Wish and World Peace being the focal point of their wish decks. In reality, they're a little too good.
yeah.
With certain
I don't think they
decks being able to use it.
like people to like play like 5 Explorer Bulmas in one turn.
No way.
Child's Wish.
No way. No
There's
way.
like no way that they expected that.
No way. And they errata Chipper Shannon on the like unplayable
Well,
levels.
that was good though.
Yeah.
Like
Taking extra turns kind of broken.
like you
Every
make
game.
these like control-ish like things that like it's like control in the sense that like other games like see it as like quest mage, like you play the entire game like trying to do that one thing to take an extra turn to like OTK your opponent, but like this game you do it on turn 4 and you OTK your opponent's like, well, this doesn't make
A little fast. It's a lot faster and it's a little different.
faster.
And it's a
Like
lot
Hearthstone's
different.
like 6 turns later, it's your turn 10 and you're doing it. And you have to like, I don't know, you have to like get the most value out of every single card you're playing. But this is like, you get the most value out of every single card you're playing from turns like 1 through 3 and you're killing your opponent on 4.
Is there any other actual cards that you think that you would want to see banned?
Gogeta 7.
Oh yeah, that was on Jordan's list. Yeah,
Honestly, like, you could probably make the discussion on World Peace too.
I said World Peace. Yeah,
I don't like Janemba either.
I said yeah.
I think if they made stuff to like deal with Janemba, like you place this card like more dangerous ball, like
Yeah, even again, if they made more support. Yeah, like I said,
like,
ban
I think it would
Janemba
be good.
and make a one that's slightly worse, like just slightly worse, like an untapped draw one instead of an untapped two, and just a slightly worse effect. I could take that for Janemba leader, or like more support, like to counteract it. Like I definitely would like to see a card that Hercule could play that counteracts Janemba, so the Hercule is actually a playable deck again, because the only thing holding it back is Janemba.
Well, yeah. Like, just imagine, like, Frieza Prison's, like, this control deck, right? But, like, it's a draw 2. Like, just imagine if Janemba was a draw 2 leader. Like, it would probably be significantly worse.
Yeah.
Very true.
Like, I think like any minor changes like that, Janemba was one of the cards I said, but overall, like, I don't think there's too much things that like need to be changed in the meta. I think that Jordan did hit most of them on the head with his list. Like, you can't really hit anything in Green Broly to impact it in a minor way. Like anything would just be too significant. Same with
Skillless. Like a
Skillless.
secret rare, like it's like,
Yeah, same with Skillless. Like, what are you gonna do in Skillless that would really be a minor tweak? Everything would be like too impactful. Like, so I don't.
Power level they gave the decks, like you can't really neuter the deck without killing it.
Yeah, like the only way, unless the deck is too broken where you need to just kill it, you can't just like tone it down really, unless like you like limits the Goku one drop to 2 or 3 or something. That's just like weird and like awkward. Like it's not like
super awkward.
Yeah, it's like that's not just like
not even affect anything. Like,
yeah,
there's searchers. Like you could play like Plant Vegeta. Like you can make it like more awkward.
Yeah, it's just
like nothing you could really hit to like hurt the deck.
So it's just like I think the main problems are pretty much the stuff that was like answered or talked about already. I would like Corbin said, maybe additional support for Janemba. I said additional support versus Victory Strike. I would like to see stuff like that. But that's like all like I would like ban list wise. I think like the stuff that Jordan said really hit it on the head. Gogeta 7, any of the free play stuff, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it would be good, and I think it would. It's definitely like an out there list, but I thought like that would like, and even me, I just think it would be a starter list. But for them, like that's like a huge overall. But like yeah, like you said, Path being hit just came out. I just think they made it a little bit too powerful, and it's really tough to like change it to where it's not as powerful. And then yeah, and that's like the one card that's like weird.
I could see Path.
I saw. If it didn't have barrier, I think it would be way.
Yeah, like I don't think they will hit it, but I would like to see it not in the format. Like I agree with you there. I just don't think it's realistic.
Yeah, it's not realistic. It just
yeah.
I
got rid of it when they got rid of everything. Like when they did this recent ban.
Yeah. Well, we're saying like this is what we would have in like the recent ban list if we could have
like, I
made
went
it.
over like my ban list kind of type thing. But...
Oh yeah, I remember you going off on the rant.
Yeah.
I pretty much agree with everything you said.
All right.
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to talk about it's getting pretty long, almost at 2 hours. So the last thing we're gonna talk about real quick, it's like the regional format and kind of just events coming up and like the Pro Play Tour events because those are, to my knowledge so far, it looks like they're gonna give national invites. I'm not sure about every single one of them, but I would assume all of them or
We're
most of
hoping.
them.
We're also
Yeah.
hoping.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hope,
but
we would assume most of them, like obviously Vegas or Dallas, the last two that are probably going to be after nationals, or I'm assuming aren't going to give national invites. But all the ones before that, we would hope that they were considering prelims. There's only before regionals. So obviously the new regional structure, you have to qualify for regionals through prelims, and then qualify through nationals through those regionals or these events. So I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's a pretty bad structure. You have to go to these prelim events, which normally I like skip shop championships, stuff and like that. Now I work on the weekends, so I don't really want to request off work to have to go to these shop championships, these prelims, which now I have to qualify for these regionals, to qualify for nationals. So these Pro Play Tours, shout out to PPG, because these Pro Play Tours are a savior in my book. I would love to go to these tournaments anyway. Go to these tournaments without the invites, because they're great environments, from a good host with cash prizing. But to give the invites as well, just a cherry on top that you're going to see help a lot more players get to nationals. Because this is really like you're going to see four. Ideally, we'd see 6 events that would give out invites as well. And maybe ARGs will give out invites. We don't know if maybe Indy will. That hasn't been confirmed. I don't know if Jim has answered that. I don't know if anyone asked even. Or any future ARGs might give out invites as well. I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe some core TCG events could give out some invites. So,
open.
Anime Next right here is the first one. That's in Atlantic City. And we're going to see another Atlantic City Pro Play Tour in October. And we're also getting that one in June. So Atlantic City's getting a lot of love. Love Atlantic City. One of my favorite places for tournaments. Pro Play Tour Richmond in July. I like Richmond. Great city.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
My girlfriend lives there, so I like visiting there anyway. You know, that's just
good
a plus.
Location.
Yeah, the convention center is nice. It is in like there's like food and stuff in the same area. Flights are pretty cheap. The airport super easy to go through on the way home. Security wicked nice. Richmond super quick. Otakon, not a big fan of cons, but I'm not a big fan of con tournaments because they require a badge. Cons themselves are fun, but like I'm not a big fan of con tournaments, so I probably won't attend Otakon. And it's a week before Gen Con, so back-to-back cons would be kind of pricey. And I'd have to take off a lot of work, so that one's probably not going to happen. ARG or PPG Philly, I'd like to go to that one. I'm gonna have to see planning. So Gen Con the beginning of August. I have a wedding in the middle of August, like a week before that. So I'm gonna have to see if I can get those 2 weekends off. But Philly, I like how the Northeast is getting a lot of love. Obviously, you have a huge player base here, a lot of population density here. Pro Play Tour Orlando in September. I just went to Orlando. Gorgeous.
I'm going to that.
Yeah, I'll probably go to that. Atlantic City, I'll be there. It's like 6 hours from me. Dallas, depending on when Nationals is, it's not going to be that weekend. Pro Play Tour already has. They know when Nationals is going to be because they wouldn't have planned this. So it's not that weekend. I'll tell you right now, Nationals isn't that weekend. But if Nationals is like the weekend before, I'm not going to go to Dallas.
What?
But
what
Dallas.
Weekend? When is Dallas?
November 23rd and the 24th.
Pretty sure they announced that Nats is going to be in October this year.
Is it? I thought it was going to be November.
Pretty sure they announced it was going to be in October.
I think it's like late October this year.
Oh, all right. Even so, yeah. So if Dallas is a month later.
Videos.
Yeah.
Videos.
So if Dallas is a month later, I'd consider that. Vegas, 14th, 15th, depending on when school ends. I might actually see myself going to most, if not all, of these Pro Play Tour events. A lot of great locations. Atlantic City, Philly, Richmond, Orlando, all great cities, great locations, easy to get to for a lot of players. Obviously, the West Coast players are gonna be a little upset they only really got Vegas and Dallas, but PPG is an East Coast tournament organizer from Florida, so you have to think.
Orlando's usually pretty cheap though, at least.
Yeah, Orlando.
West Coast.
Yeah, because you have to
Long
think
travel time, but
how many people travel to Orlando. Flights are usually pretty cheap. So like these, I think are really a big boost to the organized play structure this year. Since we don't know where the regional events are. I'm assuming that Core is going to host one, ARG is going to host 1 to 2, and PPG is going to host 1 to 2. There's going to be 4, so I think ARG or PPG are going to host 2. The other one would host 1, and Core would host 1. That would be my assumption. Yeah, I'm almost going to guarantee one is going to be in California, and maybe one in Vegas as well, just because Vegas is cheap to fly to. It's easy for West Coast players to get to. So I think that if they do a 2-2 split on regionals, that would be really good, since you're obviously not going to see these pro play tours on the West Coast. So if we get 2 regional events on the West Coast, I think that'll show a lot of love to the West Coast players and give incentive for East Coast players to travel to the West Coast to get those national invites.
I want to travel to the West Coast one time this year at least.
Yeah, for sure.
I know Vegas isn't Vegas after November, isn't it? Like
yeah, Vegas is December 14th to the 15th.
That's unfortunate because if it did give out Nats invites, Nats is already happening. So
yeah,
like the West Coast definitely needs some events over there. Like they have Texas and then Texas in November, right?
Yeah, Texas is after as well.
So they have like no.
Yeah, and
I would bet that there's the 2 of those regionals are West Coast. I feel like the only way it would be even remotely fair.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
hoping.
That's really, I guess, all there is. Corbin, do you have anything to talk about on the tournament structure, organized play structure for the rest of the year that we've seen so far?
Dude, what they're trying to do with the prelims is kind of garbage.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure like everyone's on the same boat with that.
I just agree. I mean,
I don't really know anyone that's in favor of that. Not a single person. Maybe people getting paid by Bandai, but I don't think anyone else in the world thinks that's a good idea.
The closest prelim is like an hour and a half away from me, and it's like 16 players. Yeah. And
so that means 2 people max get invites.
Yeah, like if like not even 8 people show up, no one gets invited.
I have a list in front of me. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 prelims within an hour and a half of me. 8 prelims. Now, only 2 of those are on like 2 different days overlap, so that means I could go to like 6 different prelims if I had every day off, full availability. So like Dashi, all my other locals that don't work weekends, they have 6 prelims to qualify. 6. With my work schedule, I get one prelim. That's it. That's it. And like realistically, like I'm not taking off work, to go to these prelims, because if they get 16 players, like Corbin just said, only 2 people get invites. I assume the invites pass down.
I would assume so.
But with these all being in June, right? The dates in front of me, June 1st through the 22nd. That's the 6 different days. Those 3 weekends. Atlantic City 4K tournament is that weekend that month as well. So like already for people that work weekends, like if you're taking off, like I'm going to Atlantic City, it's not reasonable to like take off a ton of work. Yeah, for these prelim
we
events.
We have jobs, we have like stuff we have to do. Like
luckily school's out right now. But it's still like this month has a lot of pressure on it for the rest of the year for getting these invites. So shout out to PPG for these Nats invites, because this is for me personally, I think it relieves a lot of pressure on getting to Nats. Getting to these regionals.
Most definitely.
And I think the same for anyone like Jordan or Corbin, who doesn't even have, like they said, an hour and a half away. Like I have them locally, but just because of work, I can't go. So like even if you have them, or even if you don't have work, there's some people that just have to travel 2 hours to go play at one and get top 2.
Yeah. Okay. Which is like, I mean, I know like it's a struggle for me, and I think Corbin as well. Just traveling like without anybody like with you, like.
Yeah.
Being able to travel to these things, like if they're further away. Like I know I looked up I didn't look up all of them, but I did see one that's close to me. That's like 45 minutes away, but like my local doesn't have one. That's the only one that I can remotely imagine that's even close enough.
Yeah.
Outside of
And like
2+ hours away.
luckily for like me and like the New England area, there's a large enough player base where people can travel together and carpool. But like if you live in like where you guys are, there's not even a large enough player base to have a lot of people to carpool. So it's just hard to get to events and stuff. It's costly, gas wise. If you have to get hotels, obviously, depending on where the events are. So
Really don't even want to show up to the one 45 minutes away because, I mean, I feel like if it was 45 minutes away, I would know some of these people, and like, unless people are traveling 2-3 hours to this prelim, it might not even have 16 players. It might not have less than that. It might be one invite. Like,
yeah, yeah.
And it's like-
It's just not a great structure.
It's not a great structure. And we kind of went over that. It's like it's not good. Last year was like just good. Like I didn't mind it. Prelims gave you invites. They had a limited amount of stores, but at least those prelims got people because there was like it was limited. So they're like, oh, this is for Nat's invite. There's gonna be like 40, 50, 60. I mean, I went to Pi Games prelim and had 85 players. So
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
It can even be more, you know?
That event was literally a mini regional.
Yeah,
It was.
So it's like I don't know, this structure is not great. So I like how we're getting these other tournament organized events that are giving invites. So I think that's gonna wrap it up for today. We're at a little over 2 hours. Next time, the most likely next week's podcast is probably gonna be about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. This had a bunch to talk about this week. Plus, we went over all the World Tournament Power Booster cards. So it's a really eventful week in Dragon Ball. Plus, we talked about the cards. Overall, I thought it was a pretty good, informative talk. Got good conversation.
Lot of stuff we had to discuss with all the cards and stuff, and just some good discussion. I feel like I feel like it was pretty good. Might be a little lengthy, but further on, like down the line, it'll be a little bit quicker and have less to talk about. It's just a lot past couple weeks.
Yeah, like
Good information.
new ban list, bunch of new cards. Like that's 23 cards that we talked about. You know, multiple people talking their point of view, and then just the entire organized play structure for this next pretty much year that we have planned out for us.
Definitely.
Until next time, Patreons. I'm out. Shout out to the guests, Jordan and Corbin. They'll likely be back next week. Maybe we'll have another guest on as well for the Weeabros podcast number 2. Peace.